Yeah. The YouTube stream thing's a little weird. Rick, you hear about the Kita Biko bug? No, I didn't. No. What happened? I used that deck to build my Ogre, I think. Kita-san Biko Pegasus. I mean, presumably you're talking about the 2 support cards. Yeah, so we don't know. We don't know exactly when. We'll probably find out on like the 30th of November or something. Hot stream, let's go, indeed. We'll probably find out on like the 30th or something like that, when exactly it is. We do know everything else, though. We do know everything else. It's Kyoto 3,000 meters, which, if I remember correctly, this is the Kikacho track, and it is a son of a bitch. So, you know, prepare your butthole. Sunny day, firm, fall. Okay. Yes, I mean, yeah, it's non-standard, which sucks a little bit. Kyoto racecourse, right-handed, sure. What does this track actually look like? I mostly remember that Kyoto has a shit ton of uphills, and that sucks. I think this might be a good time. This might be a good excuse for me to learn exactly why uphills suck so much. Allegedly, Kita's specialty priority disappears after Summer 1, unless you have Biko in the deck, and Biko's specialty priority disappears after Summer 2 no matter what. This to be true from my testing? What? Okay. This is the problem, because this feeds into biases, man. This feeds into my fucking biases. Because randomness never looks random when it happens. And every time that you start a really good run, and then the amount of times that I or other people have been like, this run was going really well, because most people don't run Biko in their deck, right? Most people have like a Kita-san they're either running or borrowing. Yeah? But we always talk about the end of career speed cuck. Right? How sudden, like, you get deep enough into the career and suddenly it feels like you just stop getting speed trainings? Summer 1 is earlier than I would expect for that, but yeah, I mean, you know, from mid-classic onwards. That's a dangerous thing, because that's a dangerous bug to exist, man, because now I'm like, are other things like what other of my confirmation biases and preconceived notions about just not liking when RNG is truly random, what other things might actually be true? The speed cuck. If the speed cuck is like mechanically it's priced in, then I might have to be very mad about that. I might have to be very, very mad about that. But yeah, man. Kyoto is kind of a son of a bitch track. First off, it's a long, which just sucks, right? I'm not immune to copium. Yeah. Also, this is a little loud. This song's a banger. Let me turn it down ever so slightly. It is a banger. It is a banger, but the girls are very energetic back there. So let me just do that. It's a son of a bitch track, mostly because it's a long. But there's a couple of other things too, right? Yeah, it starts off on an uphill. So that's, that's some real. This is Gold Chip Cup, Gold Chip Mogs. Everyone, it's not even funny. Well, we're gonna try and derive that from first principles, right? I'll tell you one thing right away for Gold Chip. Downhill, right? A downhill pretty early on is nice. Go Home Specialist triggers on the first downhill she finds, right? It's not like a random downhill. Go Home Specialist is the first downhill she sees. Yeah, it's not downhill random. It's straight up just slope equals 2. Yeah. So, I mean, that's obviously really good for her. Go Home Specialist is going to trigger at a really good point here, late enough into the early game that the stamina recovery won't be wasted. I mean, this is on a long track, keep in mind. This is like 300 meters in or something like that. Like, where's downhill 1? Downhill 1, 336. Yeah. So she's definitely used up more than enough stamina for a gold recovery to be useful there. It's fine. But yeah, so there's an uphill at the beginning, which, because you're just doing a whole lap, that also means that there is an uphill that lasts through the beginning of the acceleration zone right here, yeah? Like, it transitions, it's an uphill here in the late part of the mid-race, and then it's still an uphill for the acceleration zone, and then it transitions into a downhill and then kind of a flat area here. So you are hitting your main acceleration on a hill, which is, there's a whole arc about Special Week learning to take those smaller steps on the uphill from Taiki Shuttle to try and win the Kikasho against Saiyan Sky in the anime, and this is the same fucking shit, man. This shit is horrible. This is horrendous. The problem with this is, you know, normally on a long like this, speed, as the track length gets longer, speed starts to matter way more than power, yeah? All things being equal, because the acceleration zone and just in general this final stretch is literally just longer, and acceleration time, while there are certain like course modifiers, generally the amount of time it takes you to accelerate to top speed is going to be relatively invariant depending on course length. What that means is you just get to top speed earlier as like a percentage of the total late game, and you have to rely on your top speed just not having you get caught up to or not having you get overtaken or something for a significantly longer period of time. Yeah? If it takes you 100 meters, that's probably a little generous. If it takes you like 200 meters to get to top speed from the acceleration zone hitting on a mile, and the whole final stretch is like 600 meters, then you can maybe get away. Like, you really can just go, okay, I'm just going to accelerate faster than everyone else, take the lengths that I get from that, and even if my top speed is a little slower, I'm fine, right? For example, like literally to point this out, this is, I did end up actually, I did not expect this. Yo-ho, Brick Kunalo Harihara. I did not expect this, but I did actually end up winning my Virgo Cup finals. But like, oh no, it's not this vodka. It is, I believe, this one, right? But yeah, like my vodka's not max speed. The Taiki that actually ended up winning was this one, who's also not max speed, right? And the Ogre that was doing pretty well is the one with the most speed out of all of them at 1155 and right-handed, yeah? So like, having max speed is not necessarily that important on a mile, because you can just try to accelerate really quickly. You get a bunch of lengths from that, and then once everyone's at top speed, if they're a little faster than you, you know, they might be gaining half a length on you every couple of seconds or something, but there's just not that many seconds left in the race. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's a very common experience on a mile to like either be on one of those two sides, right? Like someone's getting caught up to, it's happening, but either I'm the one doing the catching up and I just barely don't make it before the race ends, or I'm the one getting caught up to, and again, the checkered flag hits before they can actually catch me. That is going to be significantly less common on a long, assuming no one else. I lost Taiki by a neck because Esmar decided not to proc angling in the final. She's testing my faith. I got really pissed at first because right out of the gate in the finals, both of my late surgers late started, and it was a lobby with like 5 late surgers. So my Ogre and Vodka were 8th and 9th in the late surger pack, and it was like, and there was like quite a bit to actually go there. But then Taiki just clutched up. Taiki just kind of got an amazing situation. I think she just, you know, did really well in the downhill, popped her ult, hit straight descent and head on in good times, and she clutched up for me. But the point is, that's why angling was giga broken on mile. Once it procs is basically GG, not enough time for others to catch up. Exactly, right? The point is, on mile, you can actually and this is doubly true for sprint. There's a solid argument that past like 900 speed or 1000 speed or something like that, power is probably straight up better than fucking speed on a sprint. Not the case in a long, right? Because if it's going to take me 200 meters to get up all the way to top speed on a mile, and I then have 400 meters to go in the race, I can sort of be a little slower than everyone else at top speed if I just accelerate way faster. If it's going to take me 250 meters to get up to top speed on a long, I think it would take a little longer because I think a lot of those formulas are affected by course distance. The acceleration formula, speed formula, right? The skill durations are actually increased, so that can help offset that a bit, but if it's going to take me a little longer to get up to speed on a mile, call it 220, 230 meters, but once I get up to speed, there's 1,000 meters left in the course, which, like, it's something like that, yeah? Like, the late race starts in, yeah, literally, the late race is 1,000 meters long, right? So if it takes you, like, 200-something meters, you have 800 meters to go afterwards. So, at that point, you know, having a really, really high top speed is important because you're going to gain some lengths by just being the guy who accelerates faster than everyone for sure. But if your top speed is lower, they're slowly going to catch up, and they're actually going to have the time in the late race to make up all of those lengths you got on them. This is, of course, assuming all other things being equal, right? Like no one gasses out, nothing like that. So, good news, right? You'll be like, okay, the good news is that I can just focus on speed and stamina, maybe wit to make sure I hit my recoveries, right? And everything is fine. But my understanding as well, the reason that the Kyoto track in particular, and the reason that this Champions Meet in particular, like, couldn't have happened in URA, like, this is only doable in Alharu probably, is because the fact that the late race and the early race, both of them, right, which these are both quite important, for all... Oh, this is 2000. These are quite important for all strategies now, because in the early game, you, even if, obviously, if you're a front, you want to fight for first, you want to get first and maintain it throughout the race, yeah? If you're a pace or a late or an end, you still want to be near the front of your pack, and you also want to be close enough to the other fronts that when you pop your Umastan, when you pop your Highlander, when you pop whatever, you actually were getting pace down because you were close enough, so then Umastan gives you that benefit of taking away pace down for 9 seconds or something like that. That's what makes that skill ridiculously strong. If the front is too far ahead of you, Umastan just becomes 0.15 meters per second for a little bit. It's just a velocity skill. I mean, on a long, it's 9 seconds or something, so it's still good, but it's not the god tier skill that it is, right? So you want to be accelerating quickly out of the gate, no matter what strategy you're playing, and then obviously you want to be accelerating quickly as soon as the late race hits, for, again, every strategy. And the problem is, both of these areas are marked by an uphill on Kyoto. I want to go look into, because I don't remember exactly the formula for how uphills fuck with you. What I do remember is that makes power very important as well. So this becomes a real son of a bitch of a champions meet, where you need really high speed because you like, it's just a long race and you're going to be at top speed for a long time, and your top speed is going to matter a lot. You need a lot of stamina because it's a long, right? Not as much as Gemini, right? Like, probably you're not looking at like 1200 stam and bullshit like that. You can get away with, I would imagine, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1050 on like a late surger, little more on a pace, a little about somewhere in the middle on an end, and probably a lot more on a front because you have to worry about spot struggling and shit like that. But you know, you can get away with a little less stamina, but you still need like quadruple digit stamina and a couple of golds. You want enough wit to make sure those golds actually proc at a reasonable pace, and your runs aren't just entirely RNG on whether or not you gas out. And then you also want enough power to get around the uphills. So it kind of fucking sucks. And then you could make an argument too. This is a really long final straight. Yeah? This is a really long final straight. It is, yeah, it's a 400 meter long final straight. Do you know what's pretty good on 400 meter long final straights? Guts. Because dueling happens in the final straight, and it's just a shit ton of extra speed. Acceleration doesn't matter, but it's just a shit ton of extra velocity, which again, when it's going to be that long of a distance, that extra velocity is going to matter, right? You get like Ogre Triumphant Pulse for like 2 or 3 of them if you have like 600 guts for as long as the dueling is still relevant. Yeah? So this is a real son of a bitch of a track. Every single Guts is still deprioritized, obviously. It's still the least important one. But, like, you want a lot of speed, you want a lot of stamina, you want a lot of power, and you want, like, a pretty good amount of wit, too. And, honestly, if you could spare it, Guts is really nice on this track as well. This is nightmarish. This is going to be probably the stat checkiest CM we've had so far. Yeah, the Aoharu scenario lets you get significantly higher stats these days, but, like, it ain't like this, man. Like, the ideal stats for this, obviously the ideal stats for everything is, like, always 1200, right? 1200 to all. But, like, it really is, like, 1200's, like, not the ideal stats, but, like, good stats to have here, unironically, probably is some shit like 1200 speed and long S, and, like, 1050 to 1100 stamina, and, like, 2 golds, and, like, 600 wit, and, like, 1000 power, and 500 guts. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's almost fucking 1200 to all, man. How much does Guts boost you, by the way? I tried to look at the formula, but I was getting numbers above speed skills, which feels wrong. No, it's that good, yeah. Dueling is, like, multiple Ogre Cap ults. If you have, like, 1200 Guts, it's, like, 1 meter per second for the whole time it lasts, yeah? It literally is that good. The thing is, speed, stamina, power end up being, like, even better. But, again, on a final straight that's this is why I'm saying the CM fucking sucks. Because on a final straight this long, dueling is going to be super strong. It's going to be insanely strong to have, like, good dueling here. Because you really, like, you're running at, like, 25 meters per second is, like, your top speed if you're, like, a really strong horse, yeah? This is a 400 meter straight. It's a 400 meter final straight. If dueling is relevant that entire period, if it's not, you've either already lost or already won. So it's kind of, you know, it's a moot point. But if dueling is relevant for most of that period, you could be dueling for 10, 11, 12 seconds of like Ogre Cap Triumphant Pulse just off your guts alone. Like, it's good. It is good. It's still the worst one. Yeah, it's still the worst one, but it is really good. Straightaway Spurt to Beloved for this. Blood will be shed. Yeah, I mean, as far as right, that is a good thing to note, right? The acceleration zone does start in a straightaway. The acceleration zone does start in a straightaway. A corner in the late race happens 100 meters in, so that's not so bad. I believe that stuff like Stay in Sky and Ryan is a corner in the late race. Final corner stuff is going to be really bad here. Final corner accelerations are going to suck, which I believe that's what Redshift is, for example. Let me double check, make sure I'm not stupid. I might be wrong. Is Redshift final corner or is it corner in a late race? Redshift is final corner, yeah. So Redshift is worthless here, right? But I believe angling and scheming is just a corner in the late race. Yes. Yeah, a corner in the late race. And then I think iron is a similar thing. Iron is a corner in the late race. Yeah. So stuff like that is pretty useful because it's only 100 meters in. That's still useful. You're not fully accelerated, especially on a fucking uphill. You're not fully accelerated 100 meters in. Shooting is also useless. Oh, I mean, they made Shooting for Victory. Shooting for Victory, you should not even think about it anymore unless the track is mile or shorter. The way they made it, they have made... Taiki was a menace in the last CM, right? But her ult and all of her skills are worthless outside of mile now. Second half of the final corner is never useful, even on mediums, right? Like, even if we just go to some random fucking medium, Kyoto's there, Kyoto 2000, right? Look at this. Like, it's like here. Like, this is a 2,000 meter medium. There is, I think, never a point where Shooting for Victory matters anymore, ever again, for the rest of the video game, unless we're on a mile or a sprint. Like, you just remove Shooting for Victory from your head. It's not a general purpose acceleration now. It is exclusively a mile acceleration, and honestly, even on most miles, it's mostly for Taiki. It'll be a pretty good sprint acceleration, though, to inherit. But yeah, so... Final straight acceleration is going to be very good, so Spurt, obviously, I mean, it's also very good, important to note that, like, the reason Gold Chip might be very good for this, at least in terms of making her easy to build, is that she comes with Umastan, and Umastan can last for 9 seconds, I think, or 8 seconds on this track. 9 seconds, I think, will be 3,200. I think it's like 8.4 or something, like some shit like that on this track. She comes with Umastan. She comes with built-in golds. It's not... I don't know if Gold Chip is the best horse for this. I think she is by far going to be the easiest horse to build for this. Taichin is probably still the best horse for this, if I had to guess. But, like, Gold Chip will be the easiest horse to build. Everyone has her. She comes with 2, like, very consistent golds out the box. You can just put Maestro on her, and Go Home Specialist works great on this track. She comes with Umastan, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And getting Spurt on her shouldn't be the most difficult thing in the world, right? That's the one thing the Gold Chip's gonna have to struggle with a little bit. Oh yeah, by the way, notably, 20, and her, yes, her power growths are also very good. Yeah. 20% stand, 10% power. Her growths are also very, very good for this. So Gold Chip is far and away the easiest horse to build for this. And she's going to be quite strong. But I don't think, like, if you got, you know, the perfect Gold Chip, you could, like, create the perfect Gold Chip in a lab, or, like, I don't know, the perfect Taishin, the perfect Mayano, something like that. The Gold Chip might not be the best horse, but she's going to be 90% of the way there, and the odds of you getting a close to perfect Gold Chip are, like, double or triple the odds of you getting the same Taishin. And also, like, you know, there's gonna be a lot more RNG involved in runs with, like, Sleeping Lion versus Go Home Specialist. Another thing to note, right, because we kind of had it not really be the case in the last CM, right? Final corner is real late into the acceleration zone. Do you know what that means? The final corner is where the Uma fan out these days. They added that new mechanic where everyone kind of runs side by side to make it so you get blocked a little bit less often. That happens mostly at the final corner. They kind of start doing it all the time, but it, like, really picks up at the final corner and right before the final corner. That means that at the beginning of the acceleration zone, there is likely to be a lot of crowding. And that means that no stopping me is very, 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 very good here. Very good here. Yeah? Oh, it's not hyphenated. No stopping me, theoretically should be really good on this course. No stopping me should be really good here. And everyone gets a free NSM from the scenario? That's right, yeah. Notably, this is also kind of a nice thing for Mayano, because Mayano comes with no stopping me built in. Yeah, Mayano Tapugun. There she is. She comes with no stopping me built in, right? Which is nice. Which means if you do have Rice Shower, you can grab cooldown from the scenario. It's kind of nice because otherwise, you know, Bofa is a bit of a gamba. She has both of these nuts. There's a lot of points where Bofa could be good, right? If it triggers right away here, that's kind of ass, right? That's kind of the nightmare scenario. But it could trigger late enough, right? It could trigger late enough that it's not so bad, even in the early game here. If it triggers at all in the mid game here, it's fine. And if it triggers at most points on this straight, like this straight is mostly in the mid race, this final straight here. Like all of that, if you like track where my mouse is, all of this is straight, and then it hits the late race here. So Bofa is not so bad, yeah? Bofa is actually going to be a useful gold recovery on like 75% of runs or something like that. There's only really one place it can trigger that's horrible, which is like right away here. But like most of the places it can trigger are good. Honestly, I guess the final straight as well. Obviously, it can be ass in the final straight. Probably closer to like 65% or something like that. But you can also just go... I mean, cooldown is the same thing, right? Cooldown is just basically the Bofa for long only. Yeah. But you can try to basically, if you have the skill points for it, you could try to grab like both of them. Both of them to just like hedge a little bit. Or you could just gamba on one, right? But you do have the option, if you want, of grabbing cooldown also. Just because of the fact that she comes with no stopping me built in. It is true, she does also get, what's it called? She gets spurt from her secret event. You have to win with every style once, right, is what they added. Umas do recalc their spurt if the heal during it, so it's a little better than it was. Yeah, but if it happens here, this is worthless. I mean, okay, it's not worthless. If you were gonna gas out without it, it could still be good, but... Probably, so okay, to my understanding, why is it not good for trigger on the final straight here? Because, essentially, what's going to happen is, if your Uma say you only pop your 1 gold, and you just don't have enough to full spurt, what's going to happen is not that your Hans is gonna, like, run all out in the late race, and then gas out at the end, and stop, right? What they're going to do instead, yes, exactly, they're just going to delay their spurt. If they would just run all out here and then die at the end, then Bofa triggering right here would actually be totally fine. Because then they would just have enough health to not die. But by the time Bofa triggers on this final straight, you've already suffered the penalty from not activating it earlier, right? You've already suffered the penalty from gassing out in that you died in the late race. If it triggers right here in this part of the straight that is before the final corner, this could be good, yeah. It would be better if it triggered earlier, but like this entire straight in the second lap is a good place for its trigger, because she'll recalculate like here and start full spurting. It'll still be delayed, but it'll be less delayed than it otherwise would have been. So this is the nightmare zone. It's horrible if it happens here, and it's horrible if it happens like right here, but it's not the worst. I've heard that debuffing isn't really viable on this track. Thoughts? I don't know that it's not viable. I think the reason is exactly, yes. It's not that debuffing isn't good, right? Like stamina required, like this CM is like crazy in terms of stat requirements. You want speed, you want stamina, you want power for the uphills, you want guts for the final straight, and you just want wit because wit is really good and you need your golds to proc even more so on a long, right? So debuffing would be crazy, but end closers, Gold Chip, Taishin, Mayano, like these are the people who are going to be rocking your shit. And Gold Chip, actually, I will say, Gold Chip is just gonna get hit by all seeing eyes, right? This does not apply to Gold Chip. If you want to kill gold chips, all-seeing eyes will do that. Yeah? Because if you've ever seen Gold Chip run a race, especially a long race, she doesn't position herself like an end closer when the late race begins. Anchors Away lasts for like 12 fucking seconds on this track. She's going to be in 4th or something like that by the time that the actual end game rolls around. So it is feasible for your nice nature to hit a gold chip with all-seeing eyes. If you just want to go for gold chips, then go for it. But any Taishins, any Mayanos, anything like that, it's not going to be as consistent, really. Now, with that being said, right? With that being said, keep in mind, it is still the late race, right? On mediums, if end closers are good on mediums, it makes Nice Nature even worse because she wants to murmur them, right? And murmur is like basically guaranteed to miss end closers. When the late race begins, the end closers are gonna pass the Nice Nature, yeah? So there is still a time window where you can hit Mayano, you can hit Taishin, you can hit any end closer. You can hit them with all-seeing eyes. It just is a lot of RNG, right? In terms of you really want it to activate like somewhere between right here and like right here before they get probably too far away for you to do anything. So I don't know that I would say debuffing isn't viable on this track. It's just that it's going to be inconsistent. If you want to throw in a couple, like if you want to have a debuffer, like a kind of, I don't know how I feel about hybrids these days. I kind of, as the game has gone on, I've become a big fan of just making horses that win instead of making horses that make other people lose. But debuffers are easier to build for what it's worth. But if you want to make like a hybrid, like an ace that just has like subdued and flustered end closers on them or something like that, just to shoot some people who just barely are at that stamina threshold, or like kill, you know, the one in 3 runs like a gold ship gets rushed or something, you want to kill her, that could be fine. But I don't know that I would agree that it's not really viable. It's still just like a, if you only have the time to build 2 aces, right? It's still just going to be easy to make a relatively capable debuffer and just hope that it makes your 2 aces chances of winning better. It's just not going to be as good as it would be if this was like a medium track and pace chasers were the meta or something like that, yeah? Like that's probably the ideal, or I guess lates and paces, right? That's like the ideal Nice Nature situation. Is like medium track, pace late meta, everyone gets killed, right? But yeah, there is an argument that debuffing is really not very worth it ever. But I don't think it's necessarily significantly less worth it on long than on this track than, you know, any other one, right? Because the long spurt and late corner, I don't know if I have a front that works here. They just get ran down in the late race because of the coefficient. I mean, they certainly can, right? That is going to hurt them a little bit, but I don't think they necessarily do, though, right? I don't think they have to. They are going to inherently have a lower top speed than everyone else. I forget the exact coefficient diff in the end game. I have it for the early game. I have it close to memorized because of how important it is for Umastan. But I actually don't know how much the difference is in the end game. I don't think it's gigantic. Target speed? Is it target speed? Base speed? Here it is. Late race and last spurt. Yeah, I mean, certainly it's not great. That is pretty meaningful, actually. Yeah, it's not as big of a difference as like the early race, right? This is certainly, that is rough. Debuffers are not strong enough until Swimsuit, Golshi, Nice Nature is Miwa level at best. I think you've gone too far the other way, right? I think you've gone too far the other way. I think, again, is debuffing the optimal strategy? Post Aoharu? Probably never. Is it worthless, useless, never does anything? Literally, why would you even bother? No, I think that's a stupid thing to say a little bit, right? Again, it can still be kind of a lazy, like if you just want to build 2 aces, right? You can build 2 aces and a debuffer instead of building 3 aces or something like that. It does something, right? Even just throwing 2 white, the stamina requirements for this cup, you don't come at it from the whale mindset of like, everyone has a 1200, 1200, like 500, 900 Golshi or something like that, right? The stat requirements for this cup are brutal. There are a lot of people who are going to be running with barely enough stamina to get by. If those people get hit by like a flustered or frenzied, well, no, what's the other one? Subdued? A flustered or subdued end closers, it might just kill them, right? It might just kill them for real. So I think, now, Nice Nature herself, All-Seeing Gaze, I think is pretty RNG, but if you're gonna build a debuffer, you might as well have the odds to hit them with All-Seeing Gaze 1 in every, like, 9 races or something like that, too. Eh? Right? I don't think it's Miwa. I don't think we're talking useless Miwa. Debuffing is more viable once you get the crazy specialist Umas where 1 ace is more meta. Yeah. I don't think okay. People are using words incorrectly, I think. I don't think that debuffing is optimal. I do think it's viable. Big difference. I think if you have the free time and you have the good cards and you can hit good stat thresholds, I think making 3 aces that are just really good is probably going to get you a higher win rate. Yes? than making 2 aces that are really good and a debuffer. I think making 3 aces that are just very good at winning is going to be better for you. However, it is equally, not equally, it is still comparatively viable to build 2 aces and a debuffer. Yeah? You can still get to Group A finals. You can still win Group A finals, probably, with 2 aces and a debuffer. Especially if you feel like you can't really hang stat-wise. Or if you're just looking to... If you're just trying to, like, luck your way into finals and then go from there, which is a very valid strategy if you're not, like, win rate maxing, then it can work, right? It can work to just be like, I hope that I run into a gold chip that has exactly 10,050 stamina, because that's going to be, like, most fucking gold chips, because it's hard to hit all the stats, right? Then you can absolutely just, like, sneak, like, there's going to be a couple of races, every, like, 10 races, your nice nature is just going to win you the race, because it, like, sniped a gold chip that had barely enough stamina or something like that, yeah? Suppose the goal is getting Group A finals, you definitely can with a debuffer. Yes, again, choose your words carefully. Viable, also, Baconator, thank you very much for the follow. Viable and optimal, very different. I don't think debuffing is optimal. Maybe at some point, I don't know how, I know, yeah, swimsuit gold chip shows up, whatever's going on shows up. I don't think debuffing is optimal right now. I think it is viable right now. Very, very important difference. Like, it's like a B tier strategy or something like that. Bs get degrees, man. Bs get fucking degrees. But yeah, fronts, it could be a little hard for fronts because of the fact that you are inherently gonna have that, I want to make 1 air groove debuffer. I'm just not sure on deck. What does air groove do? Are you talking about wedding air groove or regular air groove? I assume I guess they'll have similar skills. The ult shouldn't be, I don't think her ult is a debuff anyway. Moderately narrow the field of view for runners behind or positioned toward the front late race. This is interesting. This is this anti-nice nature tech? That's fun. This could, like, help all-seeing gaze. Normal? Gotcha. This could, like, kill, assuming this makes the field of view also shorter and not just narrower. That could actually be kind of nice for anti-nice nature tech on a medium or something like that. I could fuck with that. She comes with flustered end closers and hesitant end closers. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this matters at all, but I mean, if you want to make, like, a character with flustered and subdued end closers on them or something, her coming with this is nice, right? I mean, I don't think she's inherently, I just know she comes with end closer debuffs. Yeah, I mean, coming with, like, grabbing flustered end closers, hesitant end closers, right? And, like, finding subdued from somewhere else, which I think you can get from... I actually don't know where you can get subdued. Is subdued the one that you get from Satono Diamond? Subdued end? No, it's front runner. She gives fronts. Which one is... Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a shame, for sure. That's the only place to get that, huh? That kind of sucks. Yeah. I can't wait for Sakuna Golshi. Yeah. Force use a shit ton of long sparks, though. I mean, if you are building her as a debuffer, then you don't really care about her winning, I guess. You just want her to hit her white debuffs in the middle of the race. So, I mean, you can just give her the long sparks and her stats. She doesn't need distance S or anything like that. She just hits her debuffs in the middle of the race and then dies, and you hope that the other 2 can win. So you can't just do it. Her long is E. So 1 gets her to D. 4 gets her to C. I mean, I guess you don't even really care, but even if you wanted to get her to long A just for, you know, whatever reason. You need 10 for A? Yeah, 4 gets her to C, 7 gets her to B, 10 gets her to A. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could just get her ass. I just want her to be the debuffer. Yeah, I mean, you could even just, like, honestly, maybe E would make, I don't know if, like, E might be so bad that she doesn't trigger the mid-race skill on what it matters, but you can get her to, like, C or B, probably, and it doesn't matter, right? She'll get her shit stomped in the late race, but if you just want her to pop a couple white debuffs, that's okay. I like a team being a team? Yeah. Anyways... Yeah, it could be hard for fronts with this for sure, right? Getting coefficient diffed a little bit. I think another reason that fronts might be a little difficult here is just because they are just going to use a lot more stamina, right? Fronts are now just besides these guys, by the way, which obviously runaways. I don't think runaways can work here. I don't even. You could probably make a blocker Suzuka, but I think you need like 1,203 golds for a blocker if there's 1 Suzuka. And it's okay, man. You don't have to, like, fronts are not your problem probably anyway. So you probably shouldn't run runaways at all in this cup. But for fronts, I would wager that they are probably just the most... This horse derby shit serious? For real, man. I would wager the fronts are probably the most stamina-intensive strategy now because of the existence of spot struggle, yeah? So there's a couple of things fighting against your frontrunners doing well here. The fact that, again, they are going to be spot struggling and using a lot of stamina. The fact that they're going to have this lower top speed that is going to matter for longer because of how, you know, how rough it is to have lower top speed on a long because people have that much more time to catch up to you. The fact that Umastan is at its strongest on this track, that honestly may be the only... An interesting idea, running a Suzuka for the express purpose of turning off Umastan is interesting. If you can get Suzuka far enough away that none of the fronts or lates or ends are in pace down by the time that 5 seconds pass into the race and Umastan is supposed to pop, that does actually take like a shit ton of lengths off of them, right? That is interesting. You can have a runaway Suzuka that just has like 1200 power and no stamina, and her entire point is to just accelerate as fast as she possibly fucking can in the first 5 seconds, turn off pace down and make Umastan essentially useless, and then run some fronts and like slingshot them with the Suzuka with like a no stopping me or something like that. That could be interesting. But outside of that, again, the lower coefficient, the increased stamina usage, Umastan being at its strongest on longs, there's a lot of reasons that I think fronts might struggle a little bit here without a very tailor-made strategy, yeah? You do have taking the lead early accessible now, so it's possible, yeah. Like that if you are a front runner, ride or die, right? If your Oshi is Maruzensky and you just want to run Summer Maruzensky and you want to run her as front because you like her being a hot rod, there's a strategy there where you run like 2 fronts and a Suzuka, and the Suzuka just goes fucking nuts, turns off Umastan, and then you dies in the middle of the dies somewhere near the end of the mid race, and like your Summer Maru and your Daiwa Scarlet slingshot off of her with no stopping me and like Daiwa ult or something like that. There's a world. It exists. The strategy does exist, but I think you're going to be up against it a little bit if you are fully intent on running fronts here. Yeah. I could run Naruto Brian or Simbali Strudel for this. Simbali Strudel. Could I run Naruto Brian or Simbali Strudel? I have no idea what Naruto Brian does besides having Shadow Break. Is she a late? Is she a pacer? She's a pacer, yeah. Pacer late. I mean, Shadow Break, final corner or later velocity skill. It's a little, yeah, it's a little worse if it's in the final corner. I mean, Shadow Break isn't the best here, though. I mean, again, it's gonna last for a longer amount of time, right? Because it's gonna this is going to be a very long. There's gonna be a very long top speed increase on this ult. So like in that way, it could be good. But yeah, Shadow Break isn't necessarily at 1200, 600, S Maru, full kitted, lose to Goldchi with just swinging Maestro, go home and straight away spurt. Again, it is like getting coefficient diff is like a real thing here, I think. Again, I think full kitted S Maru here is no stopping me. You know what I mean? Full kitted S Maru here is no stopping me and slingshotting off of a Suzuka, which is, I think that could probably be fine, but it's still going to be tough because of that. It's insane. I guess it is just, again, I always have to keep in mind the track durations, right? This isn't a 5-second ult here. This is going to be like 12 seconds, or no, 10 seconds? 11 seconds of velocity, something like that. What is the course? I forget the exact course modifier. Like the skill duration. What is the formula for? I always forget. No stopping me still loses by 4 lengths. That is tough, man. Coefficient diff is crazy. I even put double corners, double straights. That is pretty wild. I mean, end closers do also... The reason end closers tend to be good on long as well, they have that high... we talk about fronts having the lowest coefficient there. End closers have the highest velocity coefficient. So their top speed is just higher, yeah. 1k is the base, so 3k is 3x. Oh, gotcha. It is? Oh, yeah, because Umastan's 9 seconds. Yeah. I mean, with that in mind, this is a 15-second ult, right? This is a 15-second ult. S Marwa's S distance and Golshi has A2. It's just so hard to run front on longs until Kita. Yeah, yeah. This is a 15-second speed buff, so like, in that sense, it could be very good, certainly. It is a shame that it's a 0.35 and not a 0.45, but you know, it is what it is. This should be relatively, like, this is kind of an overtakey zone as well. I say that. The only thing is that you are like fully accelerated at this point. So the odds that like, I don't know how much overtaking is going to be going on here, but there probably are going to be a lot of ults that pop on final corners. So things will be shifting around. Yeah, yeah. Naruto Brian, her ult's probably pretty good here, right? Sure, I guess. I mean, this did get buffed, right? Yeah, yeah. That could be good if it triggers in the late race as well. I still don't like you because, again, it's a, like, but yeah, sure. It is still something, right? This is still going to be, again, like 7 seconds of velocity potentially, but this can't trigger where the 7 seconds will be wasted. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. What's her aptitudes? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think Naruto Brian should work just fine here. I don't think that should be a problem necessarily. And then Rudolph is... what the fuck is this again? Final corner again. Passing another runner 3 times on the final corner. This one, I'm not... Again, I mean, this is, again, 15 seconds of even better speed than Naruto Brian. So if this pops, it's going to be awesome. But passing 3 people this late into the late race, that one I'm not so sure about. Yeah? Again, everyone is basically fully accelerated here. People are going to have to be dying, I think. Passing 3 people this late into the late race seems like it might be a little bit hard to accomplish. If it goes off, though, she probably is just gonna fucking win. Like, this is pretty insane, right? Pass 3 in the late race, not final corner, but well, I assume it was both, yeah? Like, it's on the final corner and you pass 3 people. Like, you're on the final corner and you pass... I assume this can't have happened earlier. Is this how this works? Like, if she passes its final corner and beyond? Yeah, yeah. Like, it can't be... Like, if you pass 3 people here, it's not just gonna trigger once you get to the final corner. I assume that the overtakes have to happen past the final corner. Though maybe I'm wrong. I actually don't know, in this exact case, I don't know how this would work. She doesn't have the rice buff, might be? Yeah, yeah. I am assuming that. Can't you read detailed description in the viewer? We can look at the conditions, but it's more so... Yeah, after entering the late race. Okay. Honestly, never mind. I did not realize that, you know what? I didn't think they would just have it written out like that, but it is actually more descriptive than I expected. Yeah, okay, no. This is totally fine then, right? It is end after, yeah, yeah. No, like, it actually, so Rudolph should actually be very good here as well, right? Because you can totally do what I just said you couldn't. You can totally just pass 3 people right here, which could absolutely happen, right? That's what you do when you hit your accelerations and shit like that. You pass 3 people here, and then as soon as you hit the final corner, you're just going to pop 15 seconds of 0.45 speed, which is going to be ridiculous, right? This is even better than Shadow Break. I lied. I'm a dumbass. Rudolph is going to be really good, I say. Yeah, this is even better than Shadow Break, man. Look at this shit. All right. That ult is great. Can you run her end? Yeah, I mean, bro, honestly, brother, if you want to run, like, end closer Rudolph and put Spurt on her, she could be interesting. I guess, okay, the one problem, though, is where are you getting the stamina? Yeah? Yeah. The one problem is where are you getting the stamina on her? If you want to run, like... If you want to run Rice, I guess you can run Rice and get Maestro and cooldown from her and Gamba a little bit. Rice, the nice thing about Rice for this is the Aoharu Rice. At least she's 20% stam growth, yeah. And the Aoharu Rice is 2 gold recoveries bundled into 1, right? She can give you Maestro and she can give you cooldown. So it could work. It could work. 20% stam growth, run Rice to get 2 golds off of her, and there are, you know, cooldowns a Gamba E gold, but it's something. So you get your golds from there, and then this ult is kind of fucking insane, actually. And you're gonna have to get to, like, you know, 4 end sparks on her or something, or you can go with one, like, you know, one like 3-star end, and then hope it triggers mid race, like on an inspiration if you want to save some stuff for like long S or something like that. Long S, by the way, becomes a lot more important too, just because, again, anything that's gonna upgrade your top speed, long S is significantly more important than mile or short S, right? Because, again, that top speed is a lot more important. when you just have more meters to utilize it for. But yeah, like, end closer Rudolph will be super interesting, actually, I think. End closer Rudolph with Spurt on her. The problem with running her, late is, I mean, it really is just the fact that Spurt is just a better acceleration. Iron is going to be Iron is super gambly. You can just pop Iron, obviously, but you have to be in 6th exactly, and like right here, that makes it very weird. So Iron is going to be very gambly, and it triggers after Spurt. So it's just, you know, Spurt is a significantly better acceleration. You could just say, fuck it, and I guess run her late and no stopping me, and just hope for the best. But yeah, probably late or end Rudolph is pretty good. Lost my Virgo to a jobber, perfect procking connoisseur. How are y'all doing? Crazy to call them a jobber, bro. That's a human being. That's a human being. That's a human fucking being, man. But yeah, both Rudolph and Brian seem like they could totally work very well here, I think. Yeah, I mean, this is you know, this is a sad one for me. Sad one for me because Ogre. I can just run like pace Ogre, and I'm gonna do that because she's my daughter, and I refuse not to. Right? Maybe I can even run end Ogre. I don't know. I mean, I'll see, man. She heard. Yeah, I don't know about that though. Right? But the interesting thing, the sad thing is that yeah, because this has like an exact distance requirement, this is no better, right? In fact, it's gonna be 15 seconds of 0.45. Oh my god! But it's only 200 meters remaining, right? So it's like guaranteed to kind of waste some of it, which is a damn shame. You're gonna get like 8 seconds of value out of this or something, but yeah, Pulse is not amazing here. Pulse is better on shorter tracks because you get to actually, you know, that 5 seconds is like the whole like 200 meters times like 7 or 8 seconds on a mile. That is like the whole thing. Because you're running probably against in the last spurt you go even faster. You're probably running somewhere in the neighborhood of like 25 meters per second if you're super kitted out. So you're gonna cross that 200 meters in 8 seconds. Anything above that is kind of wasted. So Pulse is at its strongest, like relatively, I guess, in like a mile, and then it just doesn't really scale. And like, oh, it's not any worse on a long than it is on a mile. The problem is that like all the other ults are better in comparison, right? Something like Rudolph ult, something like Brian ult we were just looking at, they get significantly better on a mile. Something like Gold Ship ult gets significantly better on a mile, whereas Ogre stops scaling once you leave mile, or sorry, on a long. Every time I said on a mile there, say on a long. They get significantly better on a long because they get to benefit from that increased duration, whereas Ogre does not, right? So I'm still gonna run her. I guess it'll be late. Well, but how do I get the fucking recoveries on her then? And Redshift sucks. Yuck. Yuck. I'll have to figure something out. I'll have to figure out how I'm running Ogre because I refuse to not. I got none good end closers. I'm legit considering just running Creek and outstatting people. Yeah, you could. If you can run Creek and save on stamina, then you can certainly try to just outstat for sure. Yeah, maybe I try to run pace Ogre, put 3, maybe my first CM with no Ogre. I refuse. I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do though. I might run like pace Ogre with 3 golds and just like tune the stam down a little bit and like just tune the wit, speed, power, and guts way up or something like that. Try to do a similar, because she comes with 2. Yeah. That's an interesting idea. I might build a fucking weird Ogre. Yeah, just try to have way more speed, power, guts, and wits than people. Tune stamina down a little bit to correspond with the increased guts and put 3 golds on her. Like over gold. Maybe. I'll have to see. Is Rice for cooldown plus Maestro worth it? I think it depends. Cooldown is okay. Cooldown's good. It's okay. It has like probably a 30% chance, 35% chance of doing nothing. My issue with 3 golds is how are you getting excels / velocity skills? I mean, there aren't that many. Well, as far as excels, there aren't that many good ones to inherit. You will probably want to take shit like Shadow Break and all of that. Yeah, it's true. You're gonna be a little starved for skill points because you have to get no stopping me as well. That's gonna make things a little harder. We'll see. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with Ogre. I gotta figure it out. Could do some kind of late surger Gamba bullshit. I don't know. You got a budget to climb the Kyoto Mountain? Yeah, I do want to look at that actually in a second. I want to look at what exactly uphills do because I want to understand like how important is power really. You know what I mean? I want to look at what an uphill is. Front, chaser, ogre, bro, trust. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll fucking see, man. I mean, I like lates because of just the coefficient diff again, right? Lates have the second best speed coefficient in the late race there, right? So it's damn near the same as the ends as well, but it's just I couldn't get the stam on her, I don't think, unless I borrowed like an MLB Rice, 3 gold ogre with 2 debuffers and just shoot everyone else. It's an interesting idea. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I do probably want to run a gold ship, and I'm not sure who the third one will be yet. Maybe Maya? I don't know. I'll have to see. But there's something else I was talking about, wasn't there? Could have sworn. I don't remember. It's okay. Let's where I want to look at uphills. What do uphills do exactly? Normally the base acceleration is 0.0006 meters per second. While running uphill, it's 0.0002 meters per second, or like 0.0002 less. Okay. Does it affect? Let's see. Slope modifier applied when running uphill or downhill. When running uphill, there it is. Okay, because I was like, so far that you can make that up with acceleration skills, but yeah, it moves this target speed equal to slope times power stat. Okay, well hold on. Target speed. The uphill stops right there. That's target. Okay, so target speed is not. This is not as horrible as you might imagine. Also, slope percentage. Wait, is there? I didn't even realize this was a fucking thing. What is the percent on these downhills? What is the percent on these uphills and down? Is it this? I can understand the slopes can be, I guess, more or less steep, but what the fuck is this number? Huh? I actually don't know what this is. Slope per. Interesting. So you lose target speed equal to, I mean, I don't know what this number is, but 200 divided by power stat. I mean, the difference between like 600 power and 1200 power here is going to be a factor of 2, right? Like 600 power. Wait, what units is this in? Like if I have 600 power, this is something times 0.3. Yeah, 0.33333. That's not that big of a deal, right? Am I crazy? It's not, but like again, you're losing like. And then if you have 1200 power, it would be 0.16666. It's like an inherited alt of difference between 6 and 1200 power. It matters, certainly. And power is still just good in other ways too, but I don't know what this number is though. What the fuck is this? I need to look up slope per and see if it's Skio. I see if it's referenced anywhere else. Slope per. Slope outdated. Section's outdated by the first anniversary update. For current events, see course events. Oh, right there. Pace Ogre with groundwork and angling only loses to Golshi with spurt by 2 lengths, which is 2 less lengths than a frontrunner. Pace Ogre with groundwork and angling. You're a madman. I see what you mean. I see what you're getting at. Some parameters of a race course are defined as events that happen during a course. Each event is defined by its trigger location. Slope. Slope per. Huh? No, I get it. 10 of slope angle times 100. That's crazy. Okay. So the good news is this is the number, huh? Yeah, these are like this 1 and 2. Ooh. Is that so? Okay, so the late race uphill is 1? Am I understanding that correctly? Though notably, okay, so there's a couple of things here. The late race uphill is not actually so bad because it ends around here, and like probably you are going to you're gonna lose a little bit of speed, but on a 1 like this, right? If I'm assuming, yeah, this number comes out to be 1, 2, something like that, -1, -2, 1 meter altitude difference over 100 meter distance. Gotcha. But it does say outdated, but like what? Why do I like this doesn't? Right, like it says it's outdated. But like this doesn't say anything. Course events. This is it, right? Yeah, it's this one. Some parameters, blah, blah, blah. Each event is triggered by its trigger location. Sure. I think this number is still, like, what we're looking at. So if I go back up here. So 200 over power stat, right? And if slope per is 1, 200 over, if you have 600 power, you're going to lose 0.33333 target speed in the late race. Yeah. Which is, again, that's not actually a big deal. This is not that big of a deal because of the fact that you're probably only going to feel the effects of that for like 20 meters because you're not even at target. Like, you're not going to be at target speed for most of the acceleration zone here. The real problem here, I think, is actually just completely killing your position in the mid-race. That's where power, weirdly, is important for the mid-race on this course, which I guess makes sense, because, I mean, power is important for the late race by default, right? But yeah, it really is important for this mid-race here, because this other slope, this one that starts right before the mid-race, is an uphill too. So what that means is that if you have 600 power, you're actually multiplying this by 2 and losing, like, that's a lot, man. Right? 0.666667? 6'7", yes. For 100 meters? Kind of a big deal. And then if you compare that, right, minus the guy who has 200 over, I guess let's just do 400. Let's fold it in a little bit. 400 over 1,200, right? You're losing an extra 0.333 for 100 meters compared to that other horse. This is 0.33 meters per second. You are at top speed in the mid-race, so you immediately kind of pace down. This is 100 meters. It's going to last for something in the neighborhood of 5 seconds. So you're just losing, like, you know, 0.33333 times 5. You're losing about 2/3 of a length. Now, I will say, that does matter. That does matter, and you're going to continue. You're probably going to continue ending up losing even more. Right, you're going to lose like half that to them on the next uphill because it's not quite, I mean, probably closer to like 1/3 of that to them on the next uphill because it's both weaker and shorter in the mid-race here. It's only 50 meters until the late race begins, so it's like 1/6 overall of the effect. So it's 1.6 meters and 1/6 of that, which is like another 0.2 or something like that. It's almost a length. The difference between 600... Because in the early race, it actually turns out that shit doesn't matter at all, right? Turns out in the early race, that shit doesn't matter at all. What I was saying earlier, I'm a stupid liar. Okay, no. It's not that it doesn't matter at all, because your base acceleration is still lowered as well, yeah? So, in the early race, if you don't have any acceleration skills that pop, it's going to be quite important. Weirdly, this means that power is less important for fronts and shit. But again, fronts are in a rough spot. But yeah, if you don't have any acceleration skills that pop right out the gate, you're going to want that power to accelerate up to top speed quickly, still be in pace down, and trigger that Uma stand and get value out of it. But it's not necessarily quite as important here. It does matter here for the mid-race, mostly. The difference between 6 and 1,200 power seems to come out... I mean, this formula... between 600 power and 1,200 power, this formula makes it come out to something like 80% of a length, and then the difference in like that mild difference in acceleration. I say mild because in the late race, when you have excel skills popping and shit like that, like shit gets like it gets fast real, right? Watch, let me double check. Let me double check real quick. The uphill, the base excel was reduced by 0.0006 meters per second squared. So it's, and then it's 0.0004. What is the formula for acceleration? Base excel times square root 500 power stat, whatever. Basically, I think this is like an inherited stamina ult, just about, yeah. Or sorry, inherited excel. Like I think this is like the point. Like this is what you would see in like 0.2 on an acceleration skill, I think, though I might be wrong. It might be a lot less than that. I forget how much base excel factors into this. If we just take a late surger, so that's 1. Let's ignore all of this for now. Let's just say base excel times square root 500 times power stat and see what that looks like. So if it's 0.000, actually let's just square root 500 times like 900. And then we multiply it by times 0.0006, right? Yeah, okay. And then, so it basically, I see. So it is actually, I forgot this is multiplied in. Yeah, this is multiplied in. It's not additive. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty big deal. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It makes your acceleration significantly worse. Notable, by the way, that this is going to mean that power doesn't do as much for you as you'd like, because the effect of your power stat is multiplied into this, right? So, like, raising your power is not going to do nearly as much as you might want here. If you look at this being 0.004, right? If I go to 600 power, it's less. If I go to 1200 power, it's more, sure. But it's not making as much of a difference. You know what would make a really big difference? This is a really big reason why I am now understanding that straightaway spurt is as good as it is here. You know what makes a really big difference? This shit. The stuff that is additive over here. Skills get added to this formula. So they are completely unaffected by the fact that you are running an uphill. You see that? So the fact that spurt triggers right away here, you might be like, who cares that it's 100 meters, like, you know, 100 meters in, the final corner being 100 meters in, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, things like angling, things like iron, they're still good. Should I keep posting segments on YouTube? I don't see many content creators go into depth about these things like you do. Maybe. I just post like an hour and a half for ramble, because I just go in so many different directions is the only thing. But the problem here, right, is that this uphill starts, like, it's there the entire late race. 100 meters of your acceleration is being hampered by, and like the whole acceleration might be something like 100, like it might be like this, like 175 meters that it lasts here. Yeah, the corner starts 100 meters in, sure, but this entire time you're being kind of like, this entire 100 meters you're being hounded by this uphill. I'll edit it for $7. Thank you. You're being hounded by this uphill, and having a skill activate right away here, a groundwork type skill would actually be better than it normally would actually for the start. Yes, skills matter a lot here. I am kind of, let me state the conclusion, and then I can go into my whole little ramble. Because this number, which gets reduced significantly by like it's 33% less, this number is multiplied in with your power stat. So power is not quite as effective at helping you overcome this. Does it still help? Absolutely, right? Like, to go, you know, if I go from 600 power to 1200 power, is, you know, 0.09 excel, right? That matters. But even like a 0.02 excel would literally look like this. It would look like, right, plus 0.2. You see that? It's huge. Like literally going from 100 power to make, gives us, let me remove this, right? 100 power gives us 0.089. 1200 power gives us 0.3. The difference between 100 power and 1200 power is the same difference between 1200 power and no excel and 1200 power and an excel. This is also, by the way, why Taishin is going to be so good here, because if you do this instead, 0.4, this is double the difference. Activating fucking encroaching shadow, that's what it's called, right? Encroaching shadow just being a flat 0.4 added to this when everyone is having such a hard time accelerating up that uphill. This is more impactful than the jump from 100 power to 1200 power, right? Potential Uma back for another round. Encroaching shadow is ridiculous here. Taishin with sleeping lion and, you know, problems with that and who knows, but encroaching shadow is ridiculous here. And acceleration skills in general are ridiculous here. And you want those acceleration skills activating as soon as you possibly can while the uphill is still going, right? So this is another reason that points us towards end closers being very, very strong here, because the only excel we have that pops immediately, right, that pops immediately, consistently in the beginning of the late race is that. The other one is no stopping me, right? So you definitely no stopping me might not, but it can, right? No stopping me could pop as soon as right away. And because of the fact that this is just, you can view this as every acceleration effect besides skills and whatever the fuck the start dash modifier is. I think this is, you accelerate faster in the beginning of the race, I assume is what this is. But besides these two, everything else is 33% as effective as it normally would be. Do you see that? It's 33% as effective as it normally would be at increasing your acceleration. Everything else is 33% as effective, because everything else is getting multiplied by a number that is 33% smaller, yeah? Basically 6 versus 4 if you take away all the zeros. So power is 33% less effective at accelerating you than you might expect, right? Your acceleration coefficient is 33% less important than you might expect. But skills just flat add on to that. So not only are they, you know, in a vacuum as good as they always have been, because things like your power stat are less effective, that makes them in comparison even better. So acceleration skills are godlike here, even over your power stats. So that is something you could do, is you could try and get away with... Let me finish the sentence. I was gonna say, you could try and get away with a little bit less power, right? You could try and get away with a little bit less power, and just, if you can, you know, throw as many excel skills on as you can find, right? The problem, though, is that power is pulling double, triple duty here, yes? It's still helping you, accelerate up this hill, right? It's still doing that, though less efficiently. But then it is also, we're starved for skill points with double golds, yeah. But it's also, right, helping you tremendously in the mid-race here. This is like, this 150 meters of 2 uphills, this like really fucked uphill and then into the slightly less fucked uphill, means that, again, the difference, like, power is giving you something like 600 power, which I would consider not really focusing on power, versus 1200 power, which is giga optimizing power. The difference in those two in the mid-race here is something like almost a length. Almost a length. It's about 2 meters, it looks like. It comes out to about 2 meters. Which still matters, right? So power is doing an extra thing that it normally wouldn't, on top of just also being your acceleration skill. Though it is worse at being your acceleration stat here than it normally is, yeah? All of this to say that power is definitely your least important of the 3 primary stats, for sure, right? Power and wit are also the bonus stats for this one. Yeah. That's a good point. I should have pointed that out earlier. Yes, that's true. So, and the fact that there are 2 bonus stats here, by the way, keep in mind, means that each one is half as effective. Right? Like normally this is from 0 to 300, you get a 5% speed bonus, and again, anything that says speed bonus on it, you look at that shit, you go awooga, right? Because top speed is very, very important on a long race like this. But normally it will be, you know, from 0 to 300, you get 5% extra speed. 300 to 600, 10, 600 to 900, 601 to 900, 15, and then 901 to 1200, you get 20, right? If there's 2, each of them is half as effective, right? So it's a range of 2.5% to 10 for each of them, depending on those 4 thresholds that it adds together to get whatever you come out with. So, you know, it will be really nice to get to like 900 power and 900 wit and 1200 speed and 1100 stamina. If you can get that shit, stay the fuck out of my lobby. More accurately though, power is significantly less important than speed and stamina here, is what I does it matter for the hills? Absolutely, right? Again, mostly the mid-race hills. It matters a lot for the mid-race hills. But again, 600 power there makes a difference of about 0.8 lengths. Meaningful, but every stat is good. Opportunity cost is a big deal. Opportunity cost is a big deal, right? There's an argument here that if you're having trouble hitting some of those thresholds, you could, I mean, if you can get fucking 1200, 1100, 900, like 500, 900 or something, awesome, man, good for you. But there's an argument to go 600 on power and wit here. To, you know, 601, get that 10% speed bonus, because your wit is going to be very, very important here, generally. Because I think, in a lot of cases... Well, actually, hold on. Before I say that, let me double check something. 3000 Kyoto. If I have... Say, let's just do a gold chip, right? This is going to be probably the most common fella. If I just have a gold chip, let's just ignore skills for a second here, right? Let's say we have 1200 speed. We are an end closer. Let's say we have like 901 power. Let's say we're going for that, because wit we're going to ignore right now because it's going to assume it's going to pop, and like 400 guts, right? You can probably get to 500, but let's, you know, let me start with that. And let's just say that we have Maestro. Is it an optimal to go for like 400 wit for your skill procs? No. More wit is always better. Diminishing outdated. I mean, it was a lot harder to get wit up before. Diminishing returns are a thing, but you have multiple skills that you want to proc here. Wit is still very important, right? Wit is very important because it like yes, it's diminishing returns to, like, you get more percentage chance going from like 300, 0 to 300 obviously, compared to like 300 to 600. But if you have like 7 skills you want to proc, it like exponentially decays. So any small increase in that base number actually turns out to matter a lot more than you might expect. But if we just say she has Maestro and she has Go Home Specialist, right? And she has Distance S and she has 1200 speed. 300 gives you 70%, 400 gives you 77.5, 500 gives you 82. Is it 82? 600 is 85, I think. So like but again, that's not the number to look at. Yeah, I always like to. This is the outdated stamina calculator is my friend here because it just has the raw number. I believe 600 is 85, or is it 80? 82? 85. Yeah. 600 is 85 and 400 is 77.5. Yeah. 77.5. That's right. Okay. So that's not the number to look at though, right? The number, what you want to do is you want to do 1 minus, right? 1 minus whatever your proc chance is, right? Whatever your proc chance is, to the number of skills that you want, right? VF saying 900 power, 400 wit was ideal. Maybe. I don't know that I agree with that immediately, or at least I can't see why it's right now. Because you want to do, like, yeah, 1 minus whatever your wit's chance to proc is to the number of skills you want to activate. Yeah. So, you know, if it's point, like, say it's like 7, you have like an acceleration, you have a couple early game skills, you have a couple of accelerations, you have your 2 golds and like a mid-race velocity, right? Oh no, it's not 1 minus, sorry, it's just your proc chance. It's just your proc chance. 0.775. If you have 400 wit, the odds that all of those go off is 16.7%. If you have 600 wit, the odds that all of those go off is 32%. Yeah, you see that? 775, 16.7 versus 32. So it literally, going from 400 to 600 wit here, if you have 7 skills that you want to activate, which is super realistic. Again, 2 golds, maybe only 1. I don't know. What I want to test right now is, can you survive with 1 gold? I think it might be a little borderline, but probably fine. But even if it's 1 gold, 2 mid-race velocities, 2 early game velocities, and like 2 accelerations, then it works out. Yeah. He's saying it's ideal because even for whales, fitting in 1200, 1900, and wit higher than 400 is really challenging. Yeah, I think that maybe 900 power is a little unnecessary. That's what I'm saying. Because again, I'm still working through that thought. But again, power is worse here than it is normally because it's an uphill. And yes, it kind of makes up for that because of the fact that it's more important in the mid race here, right? But 900 power might be unnecessary, right? I'm like, basically my comparison points here is I wonder if it will be better to get like 1200, you know, 1050, 601, 601, right? Like 600 wit, 600 power instead of 900 wit, 400, or 900 power, 400 wit, yeah. But yeah, like having 7 skills you need to activate is super, and it's only, the gap only gets bigger the more skills that you need, yeah. We talk about wit, more is always better, there's only so much you can cram in the build. Yeah, well, you have to give up something, right? And I'm saying that it might be worth giving up some power here. Because of the fact that if these skills are like necessary for you to be who you want to be, then doubling the likelihood of that on all of your aces is a really big thing, right? The other thing is power cards will build stam passively, really convenient for stam growth characters. I don't know, outside of Rice, I don't think you can afford to bring a power card here. No needs to bring a stam card. I feel like maybe without Haru? I don't know about all that, man. If you have 20% stam, maybe. I don't know if you can just get away with Rice. Maybe if you have 20% stam growth, like gold ship, you just bring Rice and go from there. It could happen. I could see a world. The 17%, whatever, from extra odds of using skills is worth the positional loss from the hills. Yeah, so basically, think about it this way, right? Well, I was doing the math on this earlier. The difference between 600 and 1200 power. Actually, I guess let me not compare to 6 and 1200, actually. It would be 2 times 400 or 200 over 600, right? Is that, and then the difference would be 400 over 900, right? Or 901 or whatever. The positional loss from hills in the mid game is so in the mid game on this like nasty uphill right here, yeah, this one is the more important one. It's uphill 2. Over 100 meters, which is probably about 5 seconds in the mid race, just about. You're losing 0.22 meters every second. If you have 600 power, probably you want 601 just to make sure you're still hitting that extra threshold. If you have 601 power versus 901 power, it's 0.22 meters per second, yeah? And then over 5 seconds, so it's 0.22 times 5 is 1.1. This is a third of a length. No, sorry. It's 40% of a length. A length is 2.5 meters. Yeah. Is that important? Yes. Any distance is important. It's not that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a deal. The positional loss, if you're a front runner and you're trying to pop angling or something, sure. But otherwise, like, and I don't think there's a necessarily, like, Spurt doesn't really care what position. It's not like you have to be in the front of your pack or something like that to pop Spurt, do you? I'm pretty sure Spurt just, like, needs you to be an end closer, for example. Yeah, you just need to be an end closer in the last Spurt, right? And you're on a straight. So this is not that big of a deal. This 1.1 meters is the difference between 600 and 900 power, right? For this area right here. And then it'll be 1/6 of that for this, because this second uphill in the mid-race, it lasts for half as long in the mid-race. That starts in 1950, and the late race starts in 2000. So it's 50 meters instead of 100 meters. And then it's also an uphill 1 instead of an uphill 2, so its effect is half as important, right? It's half as steep. So essentially, you have 1.1 meters, and then you have times 1.16 times 1.16. Overall, the difference between 601 and 901 power in that mid-race is 1.3 meters, about half a length. Almost exactly half a length, actually. Yeah? Half a length is 2.5 meters. This is 1.27. So, that's good. I like having half a length. I like gaining half a length. What is more important to you? Half a length, or, again, doubling the odds, the skills that you need to hit? At first blush, training wit does give you extra skill points. Yes, but even just ignore the secondary. Also, it is important to note as well that power is worse off for acceleration because it's on an uphill as well. Yeah, power is worse off for acceleration because the power is multiplied by the basic cell, and the basic cell is 33% lower here. So power is also weaker as an acceleration thing relative to skills, relative to acceleration skills. So power is also kind of deprioritized a little bit for when the late race begins and the hill happens. Yeah. So what ends up happening is, to me, thinking about it, I would rather double the odds of my skills proccing, right? Again, because it becomes the exact same thing of whatever your proc chance is times number of skills, right? So I have 7 skills that I want to proc, and I have 400 wit, right? Then I'm rocking 0.775 to that. The odds they all trigger is 16.7%. If I have 600 wit, the odds they all trigger is 32%. It doubles the odds that all of my skills go off, right? So gives more skill points for recovery, IMO, or debuffs, or mid-race velocity skills, right? Very important to note that every skill is going to last, like, significantly longer, right? If you can afford to, like, fit in an extra corner adept or something like that on this, this is like 7.2 seconds of 0.15. It's pretty, like, this one extra skill that you fit in right here, this is 0.15 times 7.2, right? Say you can afford to fit in one, like, you get one more skill proc on average, and you get the skill points to put it in your build. 0.15 times 7 is the fucking difference in lengths. That's 1.05 meters, man. It's 7.2, because it'll be, it's about 3x, I think, is the course distance multiplier here. So this is the difference. That one extra corner adept popping, that either pops because, you know, your likelihood is twice as high that all these things go off together, or just because you have the extra skill points from training so much wit, right? That one extra skill popping right there makes up the difference between 601 power and 901 power. So, yeah, I agree with you completely, and you absolutely can hit a crazy high roll with good wit included. This is so much harder than just 1,000 power, 400 wit. Why? But I assume you're saying that it's harder because speed also trains power, yeah? So just by training speed, which you're going to be doing inherently, you're going to gain power. I see that. Wit gives you speed and Alharu sparks, which give you everything. Maybe you're right, but conceptually, I can't see why it would be more difficult to build, to deal with doing a lot of wit clicks in Alharu. You see what I mean? Why would it be harder? The straight descent or Highlander types for those skills might offset the power loss tremendously. Yes. You are very, very right for that, Fire Shrine, right? Skills, you'll notice, right? This base Excel modifier that is 33% worse here, multiplication symbol into the power stat, multiplication symbol into the coefficient, multiplication symbol into dirt versus turf, who cares, it's turf, right? Multiplication symbol for, like, turf S, right? Or distance S, turf S in this case. Addition symbol for skills. So skills, acceleration skills are huge here. And this is one of the very big reasons that straightaway spurt is so good. Straight descent is not good here because, well, I mean, it can be. It can be. I'm not going to say it's not good, right? Speed bumps power, wit pumps speed, but what pumps stamina? I mean, if you're going for 600 stam or 600 power, you don't have to bring a power card, right? If you're gonna bring rice, bring like Creek instead or some shit. I don't know. No? They just like bring Creek instead of rice, have a stamina card and some stam sparks? Am I missing something? Like, especially if you're building, I mean, if you're building a horse without a built-in gold, then maybe you might have to just go the power route. But if you're building like gold ship, which is what almost everyone's gonna be doing, or like Maya or something, power training boost stam? No, but he's talking about me deprioritizing power, right? Couldn't you just like not bring rice and bring Creek and some stam sparks and you're good? You're gonna get 600's power just from trading speed, so you don't have to bring a power card at all. No? 3 speed, 2 stamina, 1 wit? I don't even think you need 2 stamina, honestly. If you have a bunch of stamina sparks and 1 stamina and you like Alharu burst on them, you can maybe even get away without it. The other thing is Umastan, it's more convenient to have 2 power cards so you can borrow King Halo. Sure, yeah, I mean, I have to figure out what I'm gonna... Longs are like the nightmare for the King Halo power card, because it's like, it just bringing a power card that just gives you power and isn't like Rice Shower is very painful here. So I have to figure out how the fuck to do that. Ishiyama can give straightaway spurt and has stam bonus? Yeah. Where does Rico go? I think you can do 3 speed, 1 friend, 1 stam, 1 wit or something, right? 2 speed, 1 stamina plus Rico, whatever is enough unless your Uma has bad speed growth. Yeah, I don't think you need 3 speed. If you're building gold chip, you might need 3 speed. That's okay, because for gold chip, you don't need stamina. Well, you might need a stamina card, but you can get away with a power card, or if you bring a stam card for it, then you're totally fine. Yeah. Rico might get dropped for a wit card brick. I think you might have convinced me to try it at least. Yeah. I don't know if Rico gets dropped for a wit. Rico is a lot of free stamina and guts. I would drop Rico for wit. I don't know, man. Maybe you're right, but he's also a lot of free stamina and guts is real good on this track as well. It's not as good, but guts is good just for hitting stam thresholds, and it's also just the final straight is monstrous here. It's 400 meters. Yeah. Rico's like 200 stam on average. Yeah, it's nice, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. That's a good amount of stamina, I think. And again, she's also like 200 guts on average, and the final straight is monstrous here. So having like 500 guts or something like that, if you can manage it, would be really nice. Because you just get fucking... you just get a lot. You get a lot for dueling well, I think, here. And it's also just good to hit stat thresholds too, right? Last spurt is real long. I wanted to check. But yeah, currently, I'm thinking that... one thing, actually, before I say this, I do want to, this thing I was trying to test earlier. This gold chip, let's say she's got spurt. Let's say she's got, I don't know, a couple of mid-race velocity skills, right? Just give her, like, sure, long the corners and corner adept or something, who cares, right? And she's got Umastan. This is like it's not like everything, but it's just, you know, it's a gold chip with like certain, like, skills you might expect to see on her here. She's got distance S, 1200 speeds, right? Like, very strong stat line there. I just want to see what her... You can absolutely hit good stat lines, whip card included. I just can't see it being easy. You haven't said why, though. You know what I mean? Why? Like, what... Because earlier you said, what pumps stamina? Bringing a stamina card, no? You still have to set it up to be... Oh, I have it set to be 1200, yeah. Just, like, bring a like, you don't have to bring a power card if you are going for 600 power. So just, like, bring a stam card if you have to. Or bring a bunch of stam sparks and burst... and have like a stam growth Uma, I guess. I don't know. It's like, does she survive this? Oh, this other one's a mile horse. Yeah, ignore the vodka. The vodka's going to die horrifically. Actually, I guess let's just include a gold chip that lives 100% so we can compare them. Let's include a gold chip with 1200 stamina and boop, 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 boop. Let's just include a gold chip that lives 100 OP just so we can compare and see the difference if ours ever dies. Let's give her like Maestro and Go Home Specialist and like 1200 guts or some shit. Actually, maybe not. That's gonna fuck with the reading a little bit. Let's give her 400 guts and give her like cooldown, like, and Breath of Fresh Air or something. Let's make a gold chip that literally can never die. Because of how this setup uses gold chips, 20% stam, 10% power, the stats get crazy juiced. I see what you mean. I just don't think that you were getting that much from power. What are we debating? Are we debating what the goal should be? Are we debating how to reach that goal? Kind of both. Right now, I'm of the mind that I think 900 power is a bit of a trick. I think 900 power, 400 wit sounds worse to me than 600 power, 600 wit. But I do want to say one thing before. I want to check one thing before I confirm this. Okay, so yeah, you are absolutely living there, right? You are absolutely living. That's good, because you are, I mean, what is the difference here? Did I give one of them an acceleration skill and the other one? Oh yeah, you have Spurt and you don't. Yeah. Let me give you Spurt. You have Mile Corners as well, which is totally worthless. Yeah, there you go. They look basically the same. The point is you're not dying, right? Neither of you is dying. You are Uma Musume 1, you're blue. Yeah. But I mean, she doesn't have that much health left, so you do need both the golds to proc, right? Like, if I take one of these golds away and assume it doesn't... actually, let me not do wit variance. I just want to see right now... I just want to assume both of the skills proc. Yeah. So with both of the skills procking, yeah, she barely lives, right? I think if I take one of these away, she'll die. Yeah, no way, man. No way. I'd be very interested to hear the argument behind 900 power, 400 wit. Because you need both of your golds? What happens if debuffers happen? I'm not even going there yet. You need both of your golds to go off just to even live? There's no shot. Well, oh yeah, survival rate. Yeah. There's no shot, man. There's no shot I'm going 900 power, 400 wit over 600 power, 600 wit. There's no way. I mean, even just the 2 golds, right? Like, I know you have 3 aces. I understand that you have 3 aces, but like, even just with the 2 golds, 0.775 to the 2 is a 60% chance that like they both activate, right? On either one of the, on any of your aces. And cool, that's fine. But like, you also have to have straightaway Spurt happen, right? You also want Uma Stand to pop, right? You also want No Stopping Me to hit, if you can get that. You also want at least 1 or 2 mid-race velocity skills. No, there's no shot. There's no way. The fact that, like, I would have been a little bit more swayed to the 900 power side. I assume Pump isn't as good on this course since the last corner is so long. First part, correct. Second part, wrong. I'll get to that in a second. If you only needed 1 gold to survive, I'll be a lot more swayed, because the golds are like non-negotiable, right? Like, and Uma Stand probably is pretty non-negotiable, and Spurt is probably pretty non-negotiable. The other ones, you can argue it's like not that big. Like, you have probably 4 skills that you need to activate here, right? It's a 36% chance versus 0.85 is a 52% chance, right? So it's 50% better. And again, it only gets better and better and better if you want to factor in like quote-unquote luxury skills, aka skills that make you win. But like, if you only needed 1 of the golds to go off to live, I would be a lot more accepting of 400 wit. This is just gonna be such a fucking RNG carnival, I feel like, if you're rocking 400 wit on your aces, man. Good luck. I mean, maybe you can try and go for 1200 stam. Does she live with 1200 stam? And 1 gold? Still no? What? Yeah, still no, right? Still 55% survival rate. I mean, a gold is more than 150 stamina, so that makes sense. I think it's a bad idea, man. I think it's a bad idea. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if we even just take, like if you say you have a 60% chance on, like, you're taking that on every one of your aces. Yeah, there's like she does, something is off with Uma later. Are you sure? Because this is if it's a 60% chance on any one of your aces, and it just, and like this is the odds that none of them get it, basically. There's a 21% chance, 1 in every 5 races you do in CM, all of your aces are going to die if you do this, right? Is it your pacemaker? I could take away the pacemaker, I don't really care. But I don't think that should make the, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Survival rate is still 55%. You're saying something's up with the Uma later? I mean, I feel like that seems right to me. In Gemini, look at the HP at the end. Well, she conserves her HP, right? Yeah, she has a lot of HP left because this is what her Spurt looks like. No? Like, Uma run in such a way that they don't die. Her HP is not bad because she's not spurting. Is why. Yeah? Like, that's what's happening there. So, of course, she's got a lot of HP left. She's barely running. Like, she's running the mid-race the whole way through. It seems inconsistent when you get into the negatives. I think you get into the negatives when it's close, right? You get into the negatives when you barely die. You get into the negatives when they full spurt and then just die at the end. That's when you get into the negatives. I think it's not close here, right? Because I mean, think about it this way. Let me take you back. It's not close here, right? Because when she pops both of her golds, she has 50 HP remaining. Yeah? When she pops both of her golds, she has 50 HP remaining at the end of the race. 2 golds is barely enough. Do you see that? If this gold chip gets rushed with 2 golds, she dies. Probably. Right? Well, actually, no. Survival rate 100%. Does she ever get rushed here? I would like to see that. It would be unlikely that she never got rushed here. So maybe she barely lives even if she gets rushed. Hard to say. But point being that she's not rushed here, is she? No, she's not. It does show it normally when you do that. So I think, yeah, it's not there. Oh, actually, width variance could show me. 97%? Oh, I think when she's rushed, she does die. Let me find... I swear, it's supposed to show that shit. Rushed stay. Yeah. Does it not show it? I could have sworn it had like a little indicator that showed it. But regardless, the point being that, like, ignoring rushed for a second, right? Even with 2 gold skills, I have a gold shield around those stats. She lives when she rushes in the few road matches I did. She might barely, yeah, that's fair. But like, my point is, even with 2, because she does have 60, 50 HP left, that might be about, if she rushes and then gets out of it quickly by passing the wit check, which again, right, higher wit means you're more likely to get out of there, and less likely to be rushed in the first place, right? But she has maybe enough that she could survive getting rushed. But my point is, with 2 golds, she barely lives, right? So with 1 gold, how much will 100 guts improve it? That's true. That's, yeah, 500 is probably more so what you want to aim for anyway. That gives her quite a bit. Yeah, gives her like an extra. Well, it gives her like an extra 60 HP. This still will not make her live with 1 though. Yeah, still not even close. Still not even close. So you need to have both of your golds pop. There's no way I'm doing that on 400 wit, man. Like, it's no way, because again, come back to me now. You go, oh, I have 3 aces. I'll just gamble on one of them. If it's, again, let's recalculate this from first principles, right? I have 0.775 at 400 wit, 0.775 squared. This is the odds that both of my golds hit on my ace. 60%. Okay, that's fine, right? You might, it's okay. If one of them doesn't hit it, the other one will. I have 3 aces. It's 0.6. What are the, oh, sorry, this is, so the odds that it doesn't happen is 0.4, right? And the odds that hits 3 times in a row, this is actually more so what it should be. Yeah, my bad. I did do that math a little bit wrong, right? It is only a 6% chance. That's on me. I did that math wrong earlier. It is only a 6% chance that all 3 of your aces die. So it's like 1 in every 15 races or something like that. None of them will pop it. So, you know, fair enough. But again, this is still, that is the most, like, that is the most generous way to do that comparison, right? Because again, this is not like, yes, if you're, this is the odds, like 1 in every 15 races, like, you know, once a day on your champions meet runs, you're just going to implode, absolutely. But then it's not just this as well, right? Like, it's not just that you want your golds to pop. Again, you probably, at minimum, you also want Spurt and Umastan to pop, at minimum, yeah? So then, 36% chance, right, on your individual ace that they all pop that, right? So a 64% chance of it not happening. Right, so then you go 0.64 to the 4, or to the 3, for the chance that none of your aces do this. And the odds that none of your aces get Spurt, Umastan, and their 2 golds to pop on any given race is 1 in 4. Right? 1 in 4. Versus, again, there's still always going to be an... You'll never escape RNG, right? But if you have 0.85 to the 4, right, 52%. So it's 0.48 to the 3, right, 11%. 1 in 10. So again, it makes it 2.5 times less likely that you just get giga-fucked. Where either, like, where you don't pop your important acceleration and early game velocity, and you don't pop your 2 golds. It happens literally 2.5 times less often. Quick question, isn't her power too low? No. This one? I'm arguing right now that her power is too high, honestly. I think this gold chip has too much power. This seems to me like a 1200, 1050, 1100-ish, 601, and like 400 to 500 guts, whatever you can end up sparing, right? I think 901 power feels a little too gambly to me. It feels a little too gambly to me. And there's, again, like, it gets even worse. The answer is clear, running the Haru Guts card. Yeah. Like, I was talking about it like you had 4 skills that you wanted to activate. Yeah, I was talking about 0.775 to the 4. As in, like, you know, these are like the mission critical skills, right? Uma Stan has to pop, Straightaway Spurt has to pop, and your 2 golds have to pop. Sure. But then, like, when you actually get into, like, defeating stronger Uma, you don't just want that, right? You probably want maybe a second acceleration. You probably want a second velocity skill, right? If this becomes 5 or 6 or 7 skills that you want to pop, then it's only a 16% chance with 400 wit that your ace gets everything that she wants, which means it's an 16.7, means it's 83.3. It's an 83.3% chance that it doesn't happen, which means the odds that none of your aces get, like, the nuts, quote unquote, is to the 3, sorry, is over 50%. Yeah. It's like over, like, most of the runs you do, you're not gonna get the skills that you need, like, like the nuts, quote unquote, to happen on any of your aces. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't see it. What deck do you think is practical for your stat lines? It depends a lot on the growths of your Uma. If you're running Gold Chip, she comes with Uma Stan, so you don't have to worry about any, like, King Halo nonsense or anything like that. She has 20% stam growth and 10% power growth. So, I mean, you're hitting power just by training speed anyway. She does have 0 speed growth. I haven't done too much long training on Alharu yet, but I imagine, honestly, there might be an argument you can get away with, like, 2 speeds, yeah, like 2 speeds, 2 wit, a Rico, and a stam card or something like that for Gold Chip. You might not even have to bring a stam card at all for Gold Chip. You might be able to get away with, like, 3 speed, 2 wit, 1 Rico, and, like, a bunch of stam sparks, unironically. And, like, you'll hit your power goal just by training speed. You'll hit your wit goal and probably, honestly, maybe go past it too with 2 wits. You might not need 2 wit to get 600 wit in Alharu, even on no wit growth. Rico will give you a bunch of stam and guts, and your stam sparks and, like, Alharu bursts will do the rest. You probably could get away with 3 speed, 2 wit, 1 Rico, or something like that for Gold Chip. Because the nice thing about Gold Chip, she doesn't even need any extra golds, right? You don't have to bring, like, a Rice Shower for cooldown or anything like that. And she doesn't get No Stopping Me normally, so you would want to grab No Stopping Me from the scenario, probably. Now, the question is how you get Spurt, I guess. And that's the problem, is, like, there you have to be relying on parents to get Spurt. If you want to bring, like, Hishiyama to get Spurt and bring a power card, then you probably can afford to get rid of one of the wit cards, I wager. But that gets, it's a little awkward then, because you probably don't want to train power too much, right? If you're trying to go for 600 power, you're kind of just bringing her for the skill. And I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think there's, like, a nicer way to do that, is the one thing. But you, again, you probably can get 600 wits, 1200 speed, and enough stamina with that as well, right? Yeah, it probably is the best way to do it. I mean, Air Shakur gives it if you want to bring, how do you give Straightaway Spurt? You can borrow Tosho to gamble on her chain event for Spurt? That's... What are you? Do you give Spurt on increased acceleration in the last Spurt? Is it from your chain? Oh, she gives it on her first... Oh, randomly. Yuck! Yuck! We are leaning heavy into whale strats at the moment? You think so? Why do you think so? This is not, that's not good. That's not good. I hate that it's random. I hate that. I hate that heavily. Show your work. Show your work, cat pictures. Why do you say that? I mean, this is just horrible, though. I don't know if you want to borrow Wit Air Shakur, man. I don't, you might, I don't know if, I mean, it is guaranteed for what it's worth. All right. The answer is to be Mayano and bring it for free. Well, sure. Yeah. It depends. Again, the deck depends on the horse. She does give it to you guaranteed for what it's worth. Maybe for parents farming. Yeah, you could just get it through a parent for sure. Right? You could just get it through a parent. I don't know, man. You could, if you want to borrow a Wit Air Shakur, I guess you could do it if you have everything else you need. But yeah, otherwise, either you have to get it through parents or you'll have to get it. I would rather not bring Hishiyama, but if you have to, you have to, right? But I feel like I'm very confused. Why? I'd say gamble with that sweep card. What's the percentage on it that she gives me Spurt? 2 speed Gold Chip is almost impossible. 3 wits could make up for the lack of a speed card. Rico does not pump out enough stam to hit 1200, 1050. I mean, you could bring 3 speed though. No. Can you not? Can't you just bring 3 speed? Rico does not pump out enough stam to hit 1200, 1050. I don't know, man. Then we drop Rico? You could probably, I was saying earlier, you could probably get to 600 wit with 1 wit card, right? I agree with 3 speed, 2 power to hit max speed and stam requirements? I don't. The answer is an MLB Creek. You could just borrow that, though, no? If you, if I guess you could not bring Rico if you want, right? That works too. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Yes, but what about the wit cards? I'm confused. You just bring those, am I crazy? You bring like especially if you're not going to bring Rico. Weak wit cards are going to truck us? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Feels like Fine Motion is the only card that can get 600 wit solo? I don't know, man. I feel like if you just use, like, because you have the speed cards giving you the speed, you don't have to use your Alharu bursts on that. If you use them on wit and stamina, I feel like you can do that for sure. Right? Maybe I'm overestimating what it looks like, what the stats you can actually pump out of Alharu, but I'm just like, I feel like I disagree. I feel like I've gotten 400 wit out of Alharu running no wit cards. I'm pretty sure any MLB wit SR is going to give you an extra like 150 or wit or whatever the fuck. If you're going 2 power, you borrow rice? Yeah. But I mean, borrowing rice on gold ship in particular is a bit of a waste, no? Because you end up, like, gold ship doesn't really need the cooldown. And you probably want to take no stopping me either way. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't agree with this idea that you need MLB Fine Motion or some shit like that to get like an extra 150 wit compared to not bringing a wit. Like I've gotten like 400 and something wit consistently in Alharu running 0 wit cards. Because you want to click wit a bunch anyway in that scenario. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Rice for Maestro, Hishi for Spur to then 3 speed cards. You could. That's a 1200, 1000, 1000 deck. I don't really like Rice by herself. Like, I feel like a power card, well, she does have 20% stam growth. I don't know if a power card by itself is going to do enough for gold chip, but it could, I guess. Because Rice is a stamina bonus on her too, right? 20% stam growth is a lot, but I feel like power, like, it still just doesn't give you that much, what's it called? I feel like Rice is not going to do enough by herself, no? I guess if you have, like, crazy stam sparks, too, or something like that, but... Me and Vayne run that deck. She does have a stam bonus on her, I guess, if you borrow, like, an MLB one, or if you somehow have a fucking MLB one, because you're a freak. Right? But yeah, I don't know. I think if you want to run... I'll tell you that... I use 1 LB Rice, yeah. I'll tell you that as far as capping speed, on a no speed growth horse... 2 speeds, 2 wit is probably going to be difficult, right? You're going to need to high roll pretty hard for that. But I do think you can get away with 1 wit. I think you probably can get away with 3 speed, 1 wit. And then, you know, basically flex the other 2 positions for whatever you're looking for, right? I ran it to work well. It's just speed training didn't give me my rainbow. Yeah. I was running it earlier today. I was getting like 55 power, 35 stamina clicks plus unity bonuses. Fair enough, man. I mean, honestly, if you can get 1,000 with 2 power cards, you can do it with 1 stam card for sure. If you have Biko and Kita, then 2 speed is fine. True, but I mean, if you have the 2 best speed cards in the game, then yes. That is, I would consider that whale strats for sure. You can get away with it if you're running a character with speed growth, but for no speed growth, you probably do want 3 speed, 1 wit. And I mean, you can bring a stam, like you can bring an ML, you can borrow a fucking MLB Creek if you want, right? Which for a gold chip would be pretty easy to do. Yeah? Or hell, I mean, if you're going to run, I'm going to test the switch strat out, skills be bork, some out of borrows, we have 14 stam sparks. That good enough for this theory? Yeah, I feel like that should be fine, right? It's a lot of fucking stam sparks. You probably would want to borrow stam for this, for sure. Yeah, I feel like 3 speeds. I mean, if you're going to bring Hichi for spurt, then you, like, Creek almost feels overkill. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, bringing Hichi and Creek feels like you're definitely going to get enough stamina. But I guess then you can just focus wit a little bit more, if that's the case. If you are going to be getting a bunch of, like, really good stam clicks from your trainings, like, you can click stam, you can click power, then you could probably just focus wit a little bit more. It's like you could do like a 3-speed, 1-wit Hishi Creek, or Hishi Rice even, right? That could work. The problem is there, it's just like, if you're bringing that many power cards, it's like, you might as well just go for the 900 power at that point, right? But I do think it's not as good. I do think it's genuinely not as good. You definitely can't bring both stam and power cards, you just don't have the energy. What do you mean by that? the trainings cost, you're not spending more energy, yeah? It's not like you're doing... What do you mean by that? Show your work. I think you're splitting your clicks too thin. You're doing the power for the... Honestly, I mean, you're bringing the power card for stamina. Right? Instead of getting double power training? I don't want double power training, is my point. Like, really, especially, I'm going to get my power from clicking speed, man. I'm mostly, I don't even, like, I would rather not bring Hishiyama if I can. I would rather, like, get spurt from parents, probably. Right? The ideal thing would be, it would be a little annoying, but, like, you'd have to have, like, good spurt parents with good long sparks and good stam. To be fair, that probably is the most common combination of those three things. But, like, if you're going for 600 power, you don't need double power training. If you're going for 1200 speed and you have 3 speed cards and any amount of, even without any power growth, honestly, just like getting to 1200 speed through speed clicks will get you that power. I think we all agree that whip matters. This feels really impractical compared to the deck we're selling. I mean, so you're talking, your deck is 3 speed, 1 wit, 2 power. Yes? You can also RNG spurt from Unity. True, but I don't know how reliable that is, right? But it's an option. It's true. It will make there will be random runs where you don't get it from your inspiration or from Hishiyama skill hint or something and you just get it randomly. 3 speeds, 2 power, Rico? Yeah, sure. So 3 speed is the same. You're aiming for 900 power, 400 wit, which you can get without a wit card for sure. It's legit a consistent 1200, 1000, 1000. I mean, I would like to remind, first off, 1000 isn't enough, right? You need 1050. And yeah, Kita bugged is a shame. And then also, again, like 1200, 1000, 1000, 400 wit is not good, I don't think. Like I don't like that stat line very much. Like, or it's obviously the stats are hot, but like that's not enough stamina. It's not enough wit to make sure that you can make up for the fact that your stamina's bad, and the power has heavy diminishing returns. Like, it's hitting a consistent stat line that I don't fuck with that much. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I guess it's cool that it's consistent 1200, 1000, 1000. I don't think that's that good. Maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've like tried to read today, I feel like that's not right. You want 3 speed, 1 wit, and a borrowed creek? Sure. And then I don't know what you do for the last slot, honestly. If you don't have good spurt parents, you can bring Hishiyama, but I would call that not the best for sure. Rico? The problem with Rico is that's overkill, no? You definitely don't need... What's bugged about Kita? Apparently her specialty priority disappears after Summer 1 unless you have Biko in the deck. It's not? You don't think an MLB Creek on gold chip with 14 Stam Sparks is going... And like Auharu Explosions is going to get you to 1000 stamina. 1050 stamina. Really? Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like it is. If you're not running gold chip, then sure. But I mean, it is so hard to hit speed and stam goals. Okay, so 3 speed is doing that. We're good on that, right? That's fine. The wit is helping there too, so it's easier than with the other deck probably. Is that why my speed cards always fuck off at the end of my runs? Apparently, literally yes. I've heard that this is genuinely that's a really big deal actually. For like half of your run, Kita-san does not have her priority apparently, which is that I don't know. I've heard this. I don't know if it's true. But if that is true, it certainly matches my biases. You can eat Spit and Stam with Creek and Rico alone as long as your Stam Sparks are enough and you're maxing your explosions. I mean, if you need Creek and Rico, then grab Creek and Rico. I don't mind bringing Rico for the extra guts too, right? As well as like energy reductions and things like that. If you could get away with 3 speed, 2 wit, and Creek, I feel like that would be better. But I guess it's possible that you can't. 3 speed is still tough. Well, you're not bringing 4, right? Like, if anything, 3 speed, 2 wits would make it easier, no? Like, it'll make it easier to hit your speed goal, but tougher to hit your stam goal, and you could just focus your Alharu explosions on absolutely not. Yes, like, what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. So, like, what are we talking about? Right? We're like, yeah, 3 speed is tough, but, like, we can't bring 4. Like, no one is suggesting 4. How do we get Maestro? Creek gives it to you on her 3rd chain event. Am I crazy? You're bringing a Creek, no? Was that not what you said earlier up top? I think I got confused. Yeah. 3 speed. I see what you mean with 1 wit, 1 Rico, 1 Creek. Personally, guy like me, I would love if you could get away with 3 speeds, 2 wit, and Creek. I don't know if you can. That would make it easy. That would make it significantly easier to hit 1200 speed, and maybe as a result, you could just throw literally, and you wouldn't have to use any Alharu explosions on wit either. So maybe you could try and just throw literally like almost all of your Alharu like bursts into stam with Creek and a bunch of stam sparks and 20% stam growth. It might work, especially because stam growth means that you could level up the facility faster, right? Because the stats that the team members get is affected by your stat growth as well, right? Now that's just gold chip though. If you don't have 20% stam growth, then you definitely need to bring Rico. But if you don't have 20% stam growth, hopefully you have a growth somewhere else. Like what does Mayano look like actually? What are Mayano? Mayano has 20% stam growth as well, yes? Mayano is rocking. Yeah, I mean, it's 20 and 10. Her power is lower, but again, dude, I don't care. If we're aiming for 601 power, then again, you'll get that shit basically from trading speed, right? Maybe like without any power growth at all, maybe something, but this confirmed or just a rumor? Capitch was saying it followed their testing. Like they tested it and it seemed right, but I don't know if it's confirmed yet. They are the first I've heard of it, I will say. Now, I will also say, my stupid human biases tell me that it really does feel like later on into my runs, I get fewer Kitasan rainbows. But that also could just be me being a dumb human. But yeah, hearing that Cat Pictures has done actual testing on it and it seems to bear out, combined with, you know, some amount of empirical evidence that it seems real, is very worrying, sir. But yeah, so Maya has 2010, right? Who else could you be bringing? I mean, if, I don't know, you're building fucking... If you're building like End Closer Ogre or something like that, right? They called it the Biko Magnet, yeah. If you're building like End Closer Ogre or something, right? Then you just bring 2 speed and 2 stam or something. So it's fine, right? Like, yeah, I think the only really problematic growths here. How many gold recoveries do you need for 3,000 meters? 2? Yeah, 10, 50, and 2 golds is just about enough. If both of them proc, you will live. Not barely, but pretty close to barely. I guess like problematic growths here would be like guts and wit, but as long as you have like any combination of a 20% speed growth or stamina growth, and if you have like a 20% wit growth on a card or something, you can definitely just bring 1 wit card and be fine. Maybe none, but definitely 1, right? And still at that 600 mark. So I don't think it's whale strats. I'll try it out, and maybe I'll come back here and be like, sorry guys, I was wrong, but I don't think it should be insanely hard to hit like 1200, 1050, 600, whatever guts, probably like 400, 500 if you can manage it, but you know, it's definitely a second-class citizen here. And then 600 wit. I don't think it should be terribly hard to hit that with, you know, if you're running Gold Shi, making it like 3 speed, 1 wit, maybe 2. That's the one. That's where I'm like, it might be hard to hit the stam there, but maybe 2 and an MLB Creek borrow. Or, you know, if you have 3 speed, 1 wit, a Rico, and an MLB Creek borrow, I think you could still hit 600 wit, right? I think you could still hit 600 wit. And if you can't, I mean, honestly, right? I still would take like 550. Like, I would still take 550 wit over 400 for sure. Problem with 1 wit is just not consistent enough to really benefit from wit strats. 2 is the break point. Maybe we drop Rico and try to high roll the stam. I would be curious how difficult it is to hit the stam. If the good part about 2 wits, the reason I kind of believe in 2 wit and not bringing Rico is because if you have 2 wit and 3 speed, you just throw almost all of your bursts into stam and speed, right? Like some into speed, all of them into stam, like 70% of them into stam as they show up. and you have your Stam Sparks, and you have your Stam Growth, right? And you have the Creek. I feel like you can get it. I feel like you can get it. Getting 1k Stam with one card sounds rough. One cards, shit ton of Stam Sparks, and focusing with the Alharu bursts? I don't think so. People were getting... Think about this. People were getting 1k power with no fucking power cards in the last CM. Yeah? Now, granted, that's because you get it from speed. That's with no power cards. With the best Stam card in the game, I feel like you could probably get 1k with one Stam card and on 20% growth and with all your Sparks tilted towards it and throwing all your Alharus into it. Yeah? I don't think this is entirely possible, and you are correct. It's better, just not nearly as consistent. Maybe. I think consistently hitting 1k power was with like 10 plus power sparks. Yeah, it's going to be with like 14. Like, yeah, you should max out on Stam Sparks for doing this. Absolutely. Right? You should absolutely have like as many stamina sparks as you can get. Like, grab, you said you had 14 Stam Sparks? That sounds right to me. Right? You absolutely should be maxing everything into stamina here. I miss 5 borrows. Yeah. Now I could definitely see how I think getting to 1k Stam with only one Stam card is possible. I think it's a fairly edge high roll, maybe a 10% or lower chance. You think so? I have to go. I'll have to go try it out. I have not built for Stam that much on Alharu yet. But it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right, but you could be right. You could be right, certainly. Yeah. I'm just trying to, like, if I don't know. Because, every one of the bursts is, like, 20 stamina. Why don't you do a run? The problem is I want Spurt. I gotta find some Spurt. We could try that out, actually. I am curious. Let's see how impossible it feels. I am actually curious. That's a good point. I do need to find... I would rather not... The one weakness of this is I don't want to bring Hichiyama, right? So I'm going to be relying on Spurt Parents, and I don't have a good one. So that's where it's gonna hurt me for gold ship for sure. But I do have to find me a nice parent, which I don't currently have. Da-na-da-na. Like if we... I really don't want to rely on Sparks. Yeah, that certainly is... that's why Mayano is going to be much more fun. Regardless, it is not a common occurrence. If it turns out to be really hard, then bringing Rico should make it very easy, yeah? Bringing Rico and a Stam card should make it very easy. And then at that point, it's more so you would just be putting more of your bursts into Wit. Which I feel like is also a valid strategy. I feel like you could definitely do this as like 3 speed, 1 Wit, Rico MLB Creek. Or damn near, if you want to bring a second Stam card over Rico, because a second Stam card probably is more than 200 stamina. If you have like an MLB Manhattan Cafe SR or something like that. And then again, just like literally at that point, you reprioritize completely all of your Alharu Sparks and throw them into Wit instead with the 1 Wit card. I feel like you could then pretty reasonably hit high 500, if not 600 every time. These Uma discussions must be like what it's like making speculative plays live on the floor of Wall Street. Yeah. I do want hella Stam Sparks, but it's not quite as important necessarily. So I want 3-star Spurt on the Legacy. I don't really much care otherwise. This is quite the parent requirement, but you know, we start greedy and we go from there. It may not exist. It does exist. There's one of them. Don't mind me, man. Don't fucking mind me. It's a Taishin as well. Makes sense, actually, because she has the best chance of dropping that shit off. Excuse me. Please don't be max follows. Boop. Yeah, so that's a big part of it, for sure. It is the only... it is pretty not great otherwise, though. Yeah? It's got an after-school scroll and a right-handed hint, and URA finale, which is nice. But, like, the whites otherwise are not very good here. But, like, who cares? It's fine, right? 3-star straightaway Spurt on this, I think, means... what is this shit? Baseline. 15% times the affinity, whatever the affinity ends up being. It's something. This is a good borrow for making your own parent. That's also true. That is actually true. I probably should do some parent runs first. Let's not focus on, yeah, because that's actually that's a really good point to have a 3-star grandpa as well. I probably should do a couple of parent runs because I would like to have at least a passable parent on the other side, which I think, at least as far as giving me spurt, I just don't at all right now. Let's just focus on stat lines, I suppose, for now, because I'm not gonna have I have not set things up to get the skills that I want. I am just curious what stat lines might look like. Let's grab gold ship. Gold ship. Do I have not organized any of these yet. Do I just have like some long stam parents? Do I have a 3? I don't have a 3/3, surely, right? I assume. Oh, also long stam, boop, and no filters, nothing. Yes, okay. Do I have a? Oh, I do. It's a gold ship. That's tough. I'm not a real parent's head, I fear. You clicked sprint? I don't think I did. Did I? Maybe I did. Oh. That's something. Hello, good evening, sir. Hello there. Oh, you got some spurt on you too. Yeah. I mean, that's something. Long. 7-star stam. Yeah, sure. That's great for a parent. Yeah. I'm not mad at that necessarily. I take a moment to notice how great these new quality of life improvements they gave us for filtering parents and everything else. Yeah, man, that shit was a nightmare before. It was an absolute nightmare. You're getting long-hearted, by the way. Speaking of which, boop, long running shoe, easy fucking peasy, dude. That's the goat right there. What are you looking like? 3/3. Oh, you're 8-star. You have that same Taishin parent that I was using earlier. 3-stamp 2 long, borrow that Taishin, throw them on a Medjo Orion, pray she hits long 2 and you're golden, yeah. I'm a new player? Ooh, exciting. Welcome. It was a Taishin, I believe. She doesn't exist? This one? Is it this one? This the one with the 3-star spurt? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's just run this and see. I was asking about pump being bad a bit earlier. Oh, right. We can talk about that really quickly. It's not bad, but there's a couple of reasons that it's like a lot worse than spurt. I mean, one, it's just pump, right? I saw your title. If I could give me some tips and tricks. We're getting pretty neurodivergent with it right now. Is there something in particular that you wanted to ask about? Like I don't know. Are you like new, like you just started, or what kind of tips and tricks are you looking for? That's a crazy way to say that. It's okay, probably. So the thing with pump, right, is one, it's pump, so it's gambly. Being 6th at like this part can be a little tough, but the uphill here, right? The uphill here, it continues for like 100 meters, and it continues past the final corner too, but it's active for 100 meters here before the final corner happens, and it guts your acceleration really badly. And it makes power worse at accelerating you also, yeah? It makes power a lot worse at accelerating you. So skills are a very important way to offset that, and having pump only activate 100 meters in here hurts a lot compared to spurts. But again, it can help. Pump's not bad, but for a couple of reasons, it activates too late to really help you with the uphill very much. It just activates later than like a straightaway acceleration 2 like spurt or something like that. And it's gambling. Yeah. So it's not bad. It's not bad, but it is, like, to me, notably worse than spurt, right? And you can't just have it on your fucking, you can just have it anyway, right? But if you're like somehow end up picking between the two or something like that, you definitely pick spurt. You can just have Orion with spurt and go, but oh, I see Vamp. Okay. Should I try and balance stats or go for a more focused stat? Let me wait for you to get out of ad jail. Hold up. And then we don't need you anymore. Done? Hello there. Should I try and balance stats to go for a more focused stat, like focusing on 2 or 3 stats and the others kind of mid? You are on the right track. You definitely should be balancing stats. Well, sorry, no, you shouldn't be balancing stats most of the time. If you're trying to build like a strong horse that wins races, having enough stamina to survive a race is very important. That number varies, right? The number varies, but like, you know, the longer the race, the better. Having, like, you know, speed is probably just the most important stat. Once you have enough stamina, speed becomes the most important stat, basically all the time. Power fluctuates, but tends to be pretty important as well. I don't think they're asking about Libra Cup, Marinda. I think they said they just finished their second career with Ogre Cap. I don't think they're thinking about Champions meeting necessarily. But yeah, like, in like very, very generally high level, having enough stamina to not die is the most important thing. And then having as much speed as possible is the second most important thing. Stats like power and wit are like secondary stats, and they can be very important, but it kind of depends. And then guts, when in doubt, it's good. It does things, right? I think one of the like big, you know, misleads that a lot of people do with newer players is tell them that guts does nothing at all. But no, guts does things. It just turns out that it's not quite as important as the others, right? But yeah, focusing stats is definitely more important in general. The problem comes that you have to know what stats to focus. Like, what does enough stamina mean? And there are tools to help with that, certainly. But it really does vary track to track. And yeah, recovery skills are the blue ones. That's correct. And generally, you want the golden ones. The gold and blue ones. I hope that makes some amount of sense. The game is a little obtuse with how much, like, a lot of things. Like, how much stamina is enough stamina? Well, there's a simulator tool that I can give you that you can test out different stamina requirements and see if your horse dies. But I don't know if that's, like, super accessible, right? That's a very important thing. Yeah. You can certainly try and just run a race and test and see if it looks like you die at the end. The announcers usually make fun of you if you do. But be careful if you do that in career that you do have plus 400 to literally all of your stats. Like, if it says 200 speed on the little thing, you actually have 600 speed. If it says 200 stamina on the little thing, you actually have 600 stamina. And that mostly matters in the sense that you'll find yourself surviving races. Like, and when I say surviving, I mean having enough stamina to not die. You will find yourself surviving races on stam numbers that are way too low and go, oh, 500 stamina is enough for a medium? Cool, but it really isn't. It really isn't. You got to factor in that hidden stat bonus. Yeah, I think that's about as in-depth as I want to get to it. Yeah, Tazana is trolling you most of the time, yes. Unfortunately, Tazana is not very good at her job. Tazana is not very good at her job. I hate to put her on blast like that, but it's just true, I fear. I think it's about as in-depth as I want to get on it. I think if you are still new, you could certainly try and learn some things through trial and error, and as you get just more familiar with the systems, you can try to dig deeper into them, because the game is, unfortunately, it's a little obtuse. It's very fun. It's very, very fun, but it doesn't do a great job of explaining how it works. There are lots and lots of really amazing community resources that explain things, but they are a little, like this is one of them, for example. It's a little dense. I don't think it's the kind of thing that you necessarily need to, you know, sit down and look through if you just finished your second career. General strategy, though, is yes, focus stats, primarily speed and stamina. Stamina matters a lot more the longer it is. Since there are recovery skills, are the skills that debuff other racers? Absolutely, there are. If you want them, you tend to have to go for them directly. Like, you know, you have to like build your decks or your characters in certain ways to get them. I'll say in general though, debuffing, it can work. It can work. It would it's usually, in my experience, better to make horses that win rather than making horses that make other people lose. Like, you're just more likely to win races by just winning them instead of killing the other guy and then stepping over his dead body. Yeah, Marinda gave a pretty decent summary there, I think. Like, and again, in order of importance, stamina, enough stamina, the most important thing. If you don't have enough stamina, you just lose, like, every race that you ever... Like, it's crazy. Unless everyone else doesn't have enough stamina, too, which can happen sometimes in the early phases of career, right? And then, once you have enough stamina, which, like, dude, if I had to, it's like, call it roughly 600 for a mile, 900 for a medium, 1200 and a gold recovery for a long, as the most generalized thing in the world, right? Now, keep in mind, again, in career, that means 200 for a mile, 600 or 500 for a medium, and 800 and a gold recovery for a long, because of the fact that you get that 400 extra, yeah? Can I at least B tier stamina by the end of the career? B is 600. If you don't run a lot of longs, you can get away with that for sure. You can check in your in the horse's career, right? Say you want to run Gold Ship, you want to run the creature, yeah? You can check her career info, and you can see all these, like, these are all the races she has to run. And if you hit this little eye icon, you can see, like, this is a medium. So yeah, B is more than enough for this, right? Medium, more than enough, right? This is a long. So 600 might lead you a little bit astray here. But it's early on that a lot of the horses you're going to be racing are also going to die and not have enough stamina. So, you know, this is a long, right? This is a long, right? So when I look at Gold Ship, I'm like, okay, because she has so many long races in her career, I probably want more like B plus stamina, right? You probably want to be aiming to hit like 800 stamina-ish as fast as you can, and also try to grab one of these, one gold recovery on her at some point. You may have heard, I don't know how much you've heard people talk about the game, you may have heard of this card right here, right? With the large badonkadonks. You may have heard of Super Creek. People talk about this card like it's the second coming of Christ, and it's because she kind of is. She's just a very good stamina card, and she gives you a very good gold stamina recovery skill, right? So if you are running a horse that has a lot of long races in their career, she can be very useful to help you both get the stamina you need and then the gold recovery that you might need to survive some of those longs. And you can just find a friend that has her and borrow her. You don't have to, like, put your wallet in the video game. Jesus 3 after Kita-san? Yeah. Probably need a bit less than that for PvE, a bit more for PvP, but rough numbers is reasonable targets? Yeah. Something like that. So that's what, because enough stamina is is like the weirdest thing there, right? So just enough stamina. It depends on what races your horse runs a lot in their career. Yeah, like if you're looking at Bakshin, right? She, I believe, is running mostly sprints and miles. So like this, I think, is a sprint, right? I think, yeah, I think also, this is a mile, right? Ogre based Ogre Enjoyer. Okay, so Ogre is interesting, right? Because this is mile. She has a long in here. So that's a little, she has 2 longs basically, right? In her senior year, you have to like run in random G1s, but you get to choose what they are. There is a super long in here, but you can also just run mediums and miles and stuff like that. But yeah, she does have to at some point win the Aramakinen, which is a short long. So 600 is probably enough here. If you have 600 stam, you're going to be fine. Yeah? Arma is the shortest long? Yeah. This is as short as long gets, if that sentence makes sense. So because this is the only long she has to run, 600 is probably more than enough. With the PvE bonus, like with the fact that you're in career and you get that extra 400, so it's basically 1,000, that'll probably be good. If you can try and like grab a gold recovery on her, whether it's through Super Creek or something else, you'll be even safer before that last race comes up. But yeah. You can also move to late Surger for slightly better stamina conversion. I think that's the kind of optimization that you usually don't need to worry about yet. The positions do have different stamina consumptions and different, you know, like Ogre, the gold recoveries that Ogre comes with, either to be a pace chaser or whatever. But I don't think you necessarily have to worry about all that just yet. But yeah, so that's what enough stamina means. After enough stamina, as much speed as possible. Honestly, just those 2 things. When you're still on like the career layer, like if you're just like trying to like win URA finale and stuff like that, just having enough stamina and getting your speed as high as possible is good enough. Those are the only 2 stats you have to worry about for PvE, basically, right? If you just get enough stamina and then click the speed button until your hand falls off, then you will win all of your career runs, most likely, unless something horrible goes wrong. Well, it depends on your deck and stuff too, but you know. With that in mind, by the way, because of the fact that, you know, if you're just trying to go for career, bringing speed, like, a few speed cards and a few stam cards is probably the best, right? Yeah, there's all stuff about rainbow trainings and things like that too. There's a lot to learn about this game. I promise you it's worth it. Hi, Uma Boy. Hello, Erwin. It is worth. The game is very, very fun. But yeah, I don't know if you're the kind of person who looks at like a game with like a lot of depth to it and goes, oh god, oh fuck, or if you're like, oh my god, I'm excited or whatever. But I think it's worth indulging in the depth of the game at whatever pace you feel comfortable, you know? When I first started playing this game, I was like, holy shit, there's so much to learn, and I have the little stars in my eyes, and I like read for 50 hours. You don't have to do that. That's what I did, because I found it very fun. But, you know, engage with it on whatever depth is the funnest to you, and, you know, increase that depth as you see fit and at the pace that you see fit. For now, I hope that those were useful answers to your questions. And if you got any more, let me know. Alright, fellas, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, so with Rico, I assume you're totally fine, right? Let me do the more aggressive strat first and see how hard. Like, let's try and make a gauge of roughly how lucky or unlucky we were, and go from there, right? Who do I want to bring for a wit card? Do I care? I guess it's like whatever the best stat stick is, yeah. Watch the Jungle Pocket movie and sing Gray. I have to do that fucking too. I still have to fucking do that, man. Probably just like for a second, what do we just like bring you, I guess? This is like the aggressive build, yeah? This will guarantee us 600 wit and probably guarantee us, or not guarantee us, but get us 1200 speed like almost every time with 3 speed 2 wit here. But I do think this might make hitting stam a little tough, right? We have 3, 2, 7, 10, 12, we have 15 stam sparks. So we got a lot of stam sparks. We have 20% stam growth. We have the MLB creek here. I'm going to be trying to focus it without Haru bubbles. I want to see how else. It feels like 10. Also, to be fair, you have to be careful. 1,000 stamina is not really enough, right? 1,000 stamina, you're on the board. Like 1050 stamina, you're kind of on the borderline. Yeah. Like 1050 stam, you're kind of on the borderline. So you really want 1050 at the very least. You might even reach 800 power, not gonna lie. I don't. Maybe because she's got some power growth. I am gonna be very... okay, here's a question. This could be curious. I wonder if 2 speed, 2 wit could get you to 1200 speed on a no speed growth horse, and then you could fit in like another stam card here or something, and then you just completely ignore stamina and wit as far as Alharu bursts and just throw everything into speed, right? I do wonder. Or you can maybe even inherit some speed or something. That's insanely hard to do. If you have 2 stam cards on a 20% stam growth Uma, you could probably inherit some speed. That would be stupid, high roll, unrealistic. You think so? Even with some speed sparks? I would imagine it'd be pretty tough, for sure. It would be very inconsistent to get your double rainbows. I don't know. 2 wit cards is not a speed card. So, but it would be like 2.5 speeds or something. That's I can almost find Mo, maybe? I predicted the heavy prioritization of stamina and 50% luck. 850 stamina is reasonable. Any higher it gets less likely. We'll see. We'll see. If 850 stamina is reasonable, then Rico gets us there automatically. But then it becomes a matter of how far can you get with 1 wit card, yeah? 2 speed, 2 wit is whale territory. Valid. I could see that being true. This looks right, yeah? Yeah, I think that's right. Is that like a better speed card for me to bring here than Halo? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Right? No, I don't think so. You need both MLB Fine Mo and Creek IMO. Does Fine Motion give you more speed? Does she have a speed bonus or something? Or is it because... Why is Fine Motion helping you get your speed up higher? The energy recovery? Maybe? She has more energy recovery? Because with 2 wits, you should be, I assume you should be hitting 600 wits pretty easily, no? I would assume. Energy, oh yeah, the training effectiveness, that's true. The 15 TE, that's, yeah, I always forget about that. Yeah, sure, let's see, man, let's see. Little trial run. See if this is even feasible. And then if not, the question becomes, is it feasible to hit 600 wit with a single, like, MLB wit SR or something? Oh yeah, the parents. I just realized that, oh, that's an Ogre. Which I don't really... Triumphant Pulse is not very good here, but oh well. I mean, I guess Inherited Triumphant Pulse could be better. Do I care about anyone's hints, by the way? That's a good question. I don't think so, yeah? Where the fuck is the career info? There it is. I don't think I care about anyone's hints necessarily. I mean, you give corner recovery and like you have a bunch of long stuff that could be good. But I don't think anyone's hints are like necessary. Yeah. There's in the +99 at the start. That's funny. I'm not a real parent head for sure. Yeah. Firm conditions is nice. Corner recovery again. Yeah. It's not Hakodate. Yeah, I don't think anyone's hints are super important. No. Sorry for not saying anything. I'm focusing on Overcraft's career. No, go for it. You do your. I'm gonna be trying to focus on this too. This is a scouting run for a guy like me. I don't know. Could just recreate. I kind of do like the idea of just recreating, honestly. If there's something, I would love if there's something good to spend Stam on here and then recreate next turn. But I don't know if this Guts click counts. Yeah, I think I will just recreate. I'll use Juice Up Kita Friendship early. It's valid. Karaoke is the good hit there for sure. Stamina or Wit? I think we pick Stam from our events as well. If we're bringing 2 Wit cards, we click Stam every time we can. Well, that's definitely good enough to click though. Definitely good enough to click. Do. Sure. No, thank you. Yeah, not having Rico will make our team a little bigger earlier on here, which is also a bit of a shame. Do. Yeah. The word does in fact spread. This is Stam, yeah? Or Energy? Energy. Slacker. Ooh, you can get non-standard distance and 60 skill points from... What are the odds on this event? That's kind of an interesting little event. 60 skill points and non-standard? Don't do it. But like, what if I did, though? But like, what if I got non-standard? Because, I mean, it's Golshi. Good luck. I mean, if we can... Who gives Kyoto Racecourse? That's actually... Because green skill... I didn't think about this, but green skills... Oh. Yeah, Rice Shower. That's a real... I mean, that's a real argument. Because, like, green skills would also make it way easier to hit the goals that we need, you know? Like, if we could just grab... and then, where can you get non-standard? Mayano. The Mayano Stamina SR gives it, right? Yeah. And Manhattan Cafe, you can give it too. Because if you could grab, I mean, skill, you're a little light on skill points already, but if you could grab like even a couple of single circles, that would make it significantly easier to hit what you're trying to hit. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Let's try. We're trying to make this like a somewhat of a regular run to see. It's a wit click for sure, I think. Yeah. Do. I guess I should probably prioritize Creek Friendship pretty highly. I should think about that as well. Where the fuck is she? Oh, there she is. I mean, when you're on Guts, it makes it hard. I'm so confused. Like, you spoke a totally new language. That'll happen. Boo, measured and thought I'll play. Excuse me. I feel like I have to value Stam clicks pretty highly if there's nothing else that's very good. This is okay, but it's no friendship building. This is probably the best click here, but it's a power click. Yeah, I think I have to value Stam clicks relatively highly, where possible. Do. I think you should eat your vegetables. You stupid yada. I think well, I mean, Rico is right there, but it's also a mood up, which is a bit wasted right now. I think I should value Stam clicks pretty highly, though I shouldn't value them too highly because we do still need speed. Yeah, we do still need speed, but I guess the hope is that if we get some speed friendship up, we should be able to make up a lot of speed in senior year. This is also stamina, no? Isn't this like this? This is 20 stamina somewhere? Yeah. You can hold, click, and swipe across the bubbles to check all of them quick. This sounds like a troll. Are you trolling me? Kind of don't fuck with this super highly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, I'm gonna test this right now. Whoa! Wow! It actually worked. Okay, honestly, I accidentally click on this rating like 1 in every 50 times that I open the training screen. So that might actually be quite useful for me. Because I'm going to click on every one. I accidentally double click, again, like 1 in every 50 times that I do this or something. Which is, for how much you open the training tab, that's higher than you'd like it to be. I feel like I should maybe even rest here. But I like this click for Creek Friendship. I think, again, I'm trying to prioritize Creek Friendship and just everything to do with stamina very highly, since the stamina goal should be quite difficult here. I just hold off of the bubble and swipe across to see everything before I click. That's fair. No lone wolf. You only have Fujikaseki's best intentions in mind. Right. My understanding is if you click and hold, you can scroll between the options and you won't accidentally double click. Wait, really? No. I don't think I want to put almost any of the bursts into speed. We'll see. I mean, maybe it ends up that if I focus on stamina this hard, it just ends up being hard to hit the speed goal. But we will see. What are the best recovery skills in general? Swinging Maestro. That comes from Supa Creek. I mean, it's a good stam click. I am now at this point, I'm like, our stam is good. I need a little bit more speed. Like now I'm like, hello, I need some speed clicks, actually. That's a good wit click, and it doesn't cost any energy, I guess. I mean, no. That's like the last thing I want to burst on. There's a good enough speed click for sure. Swinging Maestro is the best recovery skill in the game. It works on every course. What's the name? Swinging Maestro. Let me type it in for you. Swinging Maestro is the one right there. That comes from this card. That's why everyone keeps talking about how crazy this card is. Go Home Specialist, Restless, Race Planner, Gourmand. Yeah, all of the other ones that Fanta mentioned that aren't Swinging Maestro have some kind of requirements to them, generally. But they are also good, yes. More situationally. And also, almost all of them are significantly harder to access, except maybe Race Planner and Gourmand. Yeah, also that's true. You'll notice that every single one that people have mentioned so far is a gold recovery skill, because the white ones are usually not super worth it. Generally. I just like grabbing you to stand early, don't yell at me. Watch us lose debut. Oh, we have 195 speed, actually. I was gonna say, watch us lose debut because we're too slow. In general, for career, you will never need more than one gold recovery skill, and Swinging Maestro can be that gold recovery skill. Because it just works on every horse, in every position, on every track, and it just requires the least amount of thought to get it to be good. Yeah, I think it's a speed click here. Well, I mean, there's a double fire there, which is interesting. And it gets you to Rainbow, and it doesn't cost energy, which lets us keep clicking, potentially. But it's not a speed click. This doesn't quite get Kita-san to Rainbow is the other thing, too. Build felt okay. I am currently trying good as well. Wait, did you do the one with Rico or without Rico? I don't think one wit is enough. You did Rico and one wit. Not Swinging Maestro is better than the others. It's equally good. Right, its effect is not stronger, but you'll know... Wait, I got a mood down? Its effect is not stronger. What you're going to notice a lot of the time, when people talk about something being better in Uma Musume, it's because it either has less strict conditions, it's more consistently useful, or it's applicable in like a wider variety of situations. Is right-handed good with Ogre Cap? Right-handed is good with everyone. It just depends about... it feels to me like more of the races in the game are right-handed than left, or something like that. But yeah, like right-handed is a good skill in general. It's just... If you're just doing it for career, a lot of your races are going to be right-handed. I think a lot of Ogre's races are right-handed in her career. You posted it in Haunts? Let me see. Sub mid-roll, you're onto something, Mr. Ick? Yeah, I mean... This was... 3 speeds, a Rico, a wit. I mean, the speed here is what's... Because stamina, maybe you could do a little better on stamina. The speed is what's a little concerning to me. That's pretty far off, no? Certainly good to get hit good stats with the one wit, one Rico. Just feels like the sauce is missing. Interesting. I mean, I'm a little surprised that the stam was this low on one wit, on one stam, one Rico. This might mean that I'm fucked. Now it's like 3 to 4 good speed turns more. I guess. That's speed. You don't have the most leeway to build speed here. Well, I mean, that's just... I really don't want to do a power click. You can chalk the speed up to a low roll? I guess so. What's the sparks on that? I think it was 14 stam sparks. I mean, I don't want to click power, but they really did find the one way to make me click power. It still gives us 13 stamina for what it's worth, so it's not like it's a waste. Do 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 do. Power and guts. Give me the guts, because guts can help make up for any shortcomings in stam potentially too. Speaking of, I do want to find Rico at some point here, but she's literally not here on this turn. So, yo. Do 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 do. Sure. Not liking where these sparks are showing up. Creek Friendship is high priority, so we prioritize the Creek Friendship. Maybe I should have clicked on that Kita-san Rainbow, but on the rank 1 speed training, I don't think it's that big of a deal. There's Rico. Oh, I got a mood up. Damn it. I mean, 15 speed, 8 power. It's not bad. I feel like this is just friendship maxing though. It is a. Oh wait, did I already train with Rico and get the mood up from Rico last turn? Am I crazy? Am I stupid? No, it's Chasing Brilliance that did it. Yeah. Don't click, you get a rainbow. She's never coming back. Apparently, I will say, it is going to make it a lot harder to hit those stat requirements if Kita-san is bugged. I didn't know about that one. I feel like I want the energy here. Straightaway Adept can be good, and speed can be good, but I feel like I want the energy. How can you figure out if the race you're running is right-handed or not? If you look in the little detailed view of any race right here, you see how this goes, like Nakayama, that's the race course. Turf is the, like, it can be turf or dirt. 2,000 meter medium is like the distance. And then right here. This tells you it's right-handed. So that's how you know. So most of the races that Ogre has to run for her career, maybe all, I think most, are right-handed. So it's pretty good for her career. Wow. I mean, I don't think I want to put too many of these bursts into speed, but it's a little hard to overlook this, I think. Because it's Creek Friendship, it's a fire on Creek, and it's double rainbow and a burst to this. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think I have to click this. I mean, there's just also no good alternative here. Yeah, there's like not a good click that isn't this. Maybe the wit click you could argue for, but I think I just have to do this. Really sucks that we got that on the level 1 speed facility, but oh well, what can you do? Dude, I also want to hit a couple. I mean, I would love to get like a blue stamina burst at some point. My concern is the wit isn't high enough, which is why I think the strat needs 2 wit, but I don't know. You might be right. That sucks. This does not suck. Creek is rainbow early, which is good. We do be prioritizing that. Oh yeah, also we would love to actually, hit Swinging Maestro at some point during this run, so that is a great stam click. Yep. Well, actually, it's not that. This is a fake fire. This is that 20% stam growth, though. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, of course I do this. Obviously I do this. Can confirm my Kita-san was definitely acting like she had 100 special priority once again. Yuck. I can't believe this, man. I gotta borrow Biko. I can't borrow Biko. I don't have MLB Creek, man. I don't have MLB Creek. I have to get a blue stamina burst sometimes when I'm thinking I have a really hard time targeting blue bursts in the stat I want. I maybe get 2 to 3 to go where I want, but 1 out of 3 just miss. I mean, to be fair, I would probably be happy with that ratio. If I like get 9 or 10 bursts and 6 of them are on stamina, I would consider that to be like, I would imagine that probably is going to, what the hell? Okay, this is a trick, right? Yeah, because fires are better than rainbows, and this also has a rainbow on it. I'm a little worried that I'm neglecting my speed a little bit, is the only thing I'm worried about. But I think I'm supposed to click stam here, as weird as that might look. It's literally more stam than it is speed. Now, granted, it's some power as well. But I think the fact that there's no fires on that means it's a trick. Yeah, and this also brings a burst from Creek, potentially. It's weird, but I think I do this. Oh, you literally started playing today? This is a rest. Oh wait, no, I don't have Rico on my deck. Rico Friendship is not as important as it might otherwise be. Hanshin Racecourse, where were you last CM? I don't know. I don't know what to do here. This is basically 1 fire, 1 rainbow on both. We're gonna get some energy healing My speed requirement is way higher than my wit requirements. Let me do that instead. Let me use that Kita-san priority while I still have it. Speed rank went up. It's good. Little plus to all. I mean, stamina is definitely looking very good for right now. I think I'm falling behind a little bit on my speed, though. I need more speed. Yeah, 400 stamina right now is real good. I need more speed. I think I'm being a little bit silly with how much I'm prioritizing stamina. Yeah. 200 stamina is not like 280 stamina or speed is not like horrendously awful gigabad here or anything like that, but it needs to be higher. She lost? The fuck? Okay, cool. Looks like you guys are taking good care of Vampy there. She'll be in your care. I say she, I don't know what their gender is, but the name reads to me as femme. But that's on me. I forgot about this part. I hate this game. The strongest support card in the game is your credit card. So true. Viva San Black. Probably should put Gold Chip on long, honestly, with how she's rocking her stam right now. Let's get you out of there. Yeah. Switch. And then switch you with Rice Shawa. I got almost 29k carrots. Hold on to them for dear life. Yeah, this seems bad. Yeah, this seems ass. Run it. I don't know, man. Fucking corner recovery? What do you want from me? Loquinho and Lee. Those whales aren't even that good. That's true. I feel like I'm not confident doing this. Yeah. Okay, I feel like I actually have been having quite a bit of success with, you know, 2 mids, 2 tops, and then just hitting a lot of blues during the career and beating the finals anyway. Yeah, Haru, that's okay. Nice. Okay, good. Nice. All those rank ups. The reason to do top first just makes things harder. Yeah. I've found some success with doing medium, top usually. Unless, I mean, I have yet to see this Turf Queens that everyone keeps warning me about, but if I did see that, I assume I would be scared. I assume I would go gulp. Gulp. Oh, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But okay. Cool. We have 450 speed at the start of Classic. Awesome. I want, or stamina. I want more speed, please. Hello. I would like more speed. Hi, me here. More speed. No! Oh my. Accidentally double-clicking guts. I should click and hold, man. I fucking knew it. I should click and hold. All right. Give me the good result here. Yeah, nice. Guts Maxer. I didn't fucking mean it, man. Yeah, I'm okay with that. God, I was gonna click wit last turn if I hadn't done that. All right, fine. It's a good speed click. There were up arrows on that wit too. I know. Does this make it count as a low roll if I'm an idiot and I clicked the wrong thing? It's a good power click. Rico is, by the way, a trap here because, well, kind of, because I don't even have her in my deck. I forgot about that part. So there's no dates to be seen anyway. Mathematical errors on the 1 APM game? Or mechanical errors? Yeah. It's because if you fail the training, listen, the guts will surely be useful. This is a speed click because I'm being tricked currently. Whoa! Okay. This is crazy, right? This is a guts click, correct? This is... We have a rainbow on speed, a rainbow on stam, but this is a guts click. Aoharu is weird, man. Aoharu is fucking weird. For what it's worth, this is 8 speed, so that's something. It's like a 5-point click value in my head. I mean, it's 2 friendship builds and 3 fires. What am I supposed to do? They're fucking with me, but I'll take it. Well, they're fucking with me, but I'll take it. I have to remember that I have a shit ton of stam sparks as well, so stamina is even better off than I give it credit for right now. Yeah, I over-invested into stamina heavy in the beginning of the game. I can really not for a while. This is just, these clicks are just not good. Fuck, it's a stam click. Stop! I have 3 speed cards. You're actually under pace, Brick? I just don't believe you. What are you? I'm gonna have like 550 stamina before summer camp. I feel like I don't believe you. You'll see. I guess we'll see. I mean, the weird thing is this is a fucking stam click. Because it's just 2 up arrows. I mean, a rainbow and 1 up arrow is arguably the same value, but this also friendship builds. Dude, it's a fucking stam click. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I don't want it to be a stam click, but I think it is. It's okay, we'll get a good speed click this time for sure. Okay, inspiration here should hopefully be somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 stam, which is good. I'm back with fried chicken. Hello. And hello to your fried chicken as well. Long S, that's cool. A little lower than I would expect there with 15 stam sparks, but sure. 550 stamina, just about. Right-handed, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Oh, yeah. Machikane Fukikitaru. So true, bestie. S long pog, it's true. Got it! I'm a little worried about my speed. Stop it! I might do that, but not because it's contrasted with this and this would create another bubble. I'm not going to. Dude, we have a lot of bursts bubbling. I think I'm going to throw all of them. There is also the slight problem of none of the wit cards are rainbow yet. Actually, are they? Oh yeah, you are. That's good. Yeah. There is the slight problem of trying to balance wit at the same time here, certainly. Ooh, firm conditions. That's good. That is the good hint. That is the one hint that I want from you. I guess corner recovery too, but I already took that shit, so. Nice. Ooh, I mean, it's just such a good friendship building click. I really want to rest, though. I really don't want to do this. Because if I get something crazy next turn, I'm fucked. But, I mean, this gets you to rainbow, and it almost gets you to rainbow. Yeah, I think we have to do it. And it gets you a bubble as well. Yeah. Summer camp is when? When the fuck is the Takarazuka? It's about the boo. 2 turns, so summer camp is 3 turns from now? Yeah, see, oh, actually, it's not that good. I just realized. I thought this was a double rainbow. I'm okay with missing out on this, actually. It's fine. Turns out it's actually okay. Whoa! Yeah, if I do this... What does that mean? If I do this... Speed is starting to look better. It gets you to rainbow. It means I can probably stop panicking a little bit about how low my speed is. This is a great click too, man. You can't skip this? No, I'm just trying to think of what... I'm gonna do this, because it also gets you to rainbow, and wit is actually what's starting to lag behind a little bit. I think I want to throw at least 1 burst into wit at one point. As of right now, we've only popped 2 bursts, is that true? We popped 2 bursts. Yeah, one of them was speed, one of them was stam. This will make it 3 speed bursts. Good for Unity Cup team? No, I understand. I actually think the only thing that makes this good is a Tachyon friendship. I kind of disagree because I don't think we're like cruising on speed. I do still want to get 1200 speed on a no speed growth horse. I think what this does do is once I click this, I think I am feeling a lot better about my speed. I think I did like 3... I could put like 3 bursts into speed and have that be everything I do for the whole fucking thing. So I can really start deprioritizing speed for putting the bursts into, at least. That, I think, is a takeaway here. Like, all of them can go to stamina and maybe like 1 to wit at some point. Because I think, like, at this point, you know, we'll get speed rainbows and stuff like that, but I don't think I care too much about putting more bursts into it. Sure. It is also good for the... Like, it is good to get those bursts in right now. See, now that's interesting. It's just not a very good click, but she is not going to get very good clicks because she has 0% speed growth. There is an argument to just regain energy here. It is only the one fire, which kind of sucks. You're the one fire, you're the one fire. There's nothing other than the one fires here. There's a double rainbow. There is also fucking rest here, which I don't think is correct. I think I have to click wit just because wit is struggling right now. And we can start building towards a little smart falcon fire. I couldn't complete my goals. I used to got a C rank. If you started playing today, then yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. You'll get better at it as you learn to balance your training and shit. It's weird. I don't know. I think it's a fucking wit click. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would rest for summer. Ooh, wait, that's right. Summer is next turn? Yeah, fuck, I forgot. This is literally the turn before summer. Yeah, that's my bad. That is true. I think I agree. I thought I had one more. I thought I had one more turn before it. How do I feel about... I mean, we're chilling on long, probably. We got that held down. You have Mile... What the fuck is Rice doing on Mile? Hello? Hello? What? Do you have... You're shits, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rice Shower. But your ass? Is that correct? Am I correct to assume that you're ass? I see. But they've put you on... You literally are an empty slot here. Her bests? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can anyone else? You have D Mile. You have A Mile. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have more stam. I understand. I get it. I get it. I do. But I think we can't put you there. I just don't think it's a good idea to put Rice there. Yeah. Sending vampires to your location for the crime of slander? That's fair. I deserve that, probably. You probably should... Honestly, yeah, you might be able to just hold down Mile by yourself, Sweet. You're kind of yada maxing. Take it back, my Rice won a finals for a Virgo. She looks so angry. Yeah, I don't know. Long, we're holding it down. Dirt seems kind of bad, but okay, maybe. Medium seems kind of bad, but okay. Mile seems good. I don't know. We'll see. Autofill off, please. This guy here, this is the new Granblue update? That's right. That's correct. You got it. You figured it out. Really? I feel like I disagree with that. Well, where is it saying I get mocked? Mile, medium, and Mile? No, that doesn't seem right. Are you sure? I feel like I don't trust that. I feel like I don't trust Hazuna there. At the same time, though, I am not super happy with the ones that it says we're winning on, actually. I'm not super happy with medium and dirt. Bro, I just got 2 SSR cards? Yeah. It heavily weighs the number of runners assigned? Yeah. Like, actually, I'm not very happy with our medium or dirt. Again, I have had pretty good results just doing, like, mid 2 and then top 2. So I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'll just get the win here. We'll do more bursts in between now and later. Summer camp will level us up a bunch and shit like that, and then we can hopefully click top 2 times afterwards. I have not seen Turf Queens yet. It could be funny if this is the first one where I do and I get my shit rocked. I don't know, man. Could absolutely happen. It's got 2 SSRs. What? That's cool. That's cool. I'm very happy for you. SSR maxing. This sucks. Wow. What the fuck? Huh? What do you mean by this? Oh, what the fuck? Brother. What do I do with this? I would like almost rather the burst wasn't here. It's so much energy too. Guts maxing time? I don't think I want to. I mean, okay. It is stamina in a roundabout way. Yeah. Like an extra 50 guts taking us from like 450 to 500 is probably something like an extra 30 stamina, effectively. It is actually, like, guts is not the worst. I would very much rather I got to throw this into stam, though.
Get grabbed.
I would very much rather. I got Halloween Rice Shower, yo. Also, thank you for the follow, Vampy. I would very much rather throw this into stamina, but I think it's like, when you get a burst like this and you just don't have a good alternative, I think I have to kind of eat it. It's still 15 speed. It's power, which I guess is nice. The guts isn't nothing. And it's just, I mean, what is the alternative? I rest to get to great mood? I feel like this is not optimal, but sometimes you gotta roll the punches. Sometimes you just gotta roll the punch. It also creates a new burst out of Rice. It could be worse. Stamina went up to B. It's cool. Sure. Give me a stam explosion. You did not do that. Our brother. Yuck. Yuck, I think. I mean, I do like getting the wit clicks in summer because it actually does give a meaningful amount of speed. And there's a fire here, and if I do this, I can train the next 2 turns. This isn't that great, so I think I do this. Recreation here, it's an option. It's an option. I think that would be a valid thing to do as well. Attention fighting. Okay, this sucks. This was just not good. Okay, now, unfortunately, I do have to take the worst speed click now, I think. I do think I have to take the worst speed click here. I don't think it's valid to just click wit again there, though maybe it is. Maybe it is, and I've made a mistake. I think we're gonna be fine on power, I think. Just give me the guts. Dude, this was bad. This is I mean, 2 fires is interesting, but I think here I actually rest to get to... Okay. I would call this not a very lucky summer camp. Thoughts? I will call that a not particularly good summer camp, as far as potentially evaluating this run. 233 on the double witty. I don't know. It is true that I've been prioritizing everything else above wit pretty heavily right now. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do any more bursts. I think I want to throw 1 burst into wit and then all the rest of them into stamina. How many runs have you done? This is the first one, basically. Race valid? That's true. Dude, I just don't want to do this. I would be down to click this if this wasn't here. It's just 59 speed, though. Like, I would be more down to click this if you weren't here. If this was the 40-22, I would like to save you. But, I mean, I feel like it's a little... This is a good click, to be fair. And this also does create another bubble. But I feel like it's a little silly. I gotta go now? It's okay, have fun. Hopefully you continue to enjoy Uma Musume Pretty Derby for the Nintendo Switch. I click Stam. I think you... Nice to meet you, yeah. Let me think about it this way, okay. This is double rainbow. This is single rainbow and a fire. So kind of... Okay, yes. Here's why I'm clicking Stam. Because I value right now... like, it's gonna stop soon, but I value the fires right now about as much as a rainbow. And this is basically a double rainbow. This is a double rainbow, except you also waste a burst that I don't like, and you have another fire here too. So I think I do click Stam. But I'm starting to get a little worried about my speed. I'm not gonna and my wit, both. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need like a good turn to show up with like a burst somewhere. Energy and stamina. Yup. I would love if this was like a wit burst. So what a weird turn. I gotta think about it. I don't know what my stamina looks like. We're gonna get like, call it another 80 from the next inspiration. We're going to get another something like 100 from just doing races. So we're at like 780 right now. We do need a little bit more. We need like another like 200 something from clicks. I do want to do this. Like, I do want to throw my bursts into Stam. You want to try and hit 1050, not maxing out? Yes, that's correct. I want to throw bursts into Stam, but I feel like this isn't a great turn for it. Wit it feels pretty low right now. I feel like, I mean, we do have 2 wit cards that are both at rainbow. They just haven't shown up on wit. What an interesting turn. I feel like wit is a valid click here just because it's 2 fires, doesn't cost energy. But like Stam is interesting just because I want like 35 stamina is nice. And I can temporarily, like for a few turns, deprioritize stamina if I do this. And just getting some more speed in a fire is also good. Like I think these are all 3 good clicks. This feels like being like when you're multi-ability dependent, you know? Multi-ability dependent monk or some shit like that in the tabletop RPG. All of this is good, but which one is the best? I don't know. Double fire, no energy is very tempting, as weird as it is. And also wit, I think is... Well, I will say, I mean, I'm not super happy with where speed is looking at right now, either. On a horse with no growths. I feel like speed is probably a bit of an alarm bell right now. I'm always worried about hitting speed cap. You're a little behind my usual benchmarks. Yeah. Like, for no growths, we do have 3 speed cards, but for no growths, I am the most worried about you right now. So I feel like I will click speed. Even though I think of these 3 clicks, it's the one that I want to do the least, actually. But I think it is just the one that's furthest behind pace right now. I have to think about the fact that we have no speed sparks, and we have no speed growth. And my speed goal is higher than my stam goal. I think all of that together, yes, we have 2 more speed cards than stam cards, but I think I have to give it a little bit more respect than I currently am. We got Maestro, so that's good. I think we're actually pretty good on speed for how Haru's things really balloon, but the stam is a little behind. You keep saying that, and maybe if you're right, I can play the run differently, but I just don't understand. It feels weird to me. I don't understand how that's true. Because, you know, like, we have 3 speed card, 1 stam card. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. But we also have no stam, we have no speed growth, and we have stam growth, and we have no stam sparks, and we have no speed sparks, and we have stam sparks, and our speed goal is 150 higher than our stam goal, and our speed is 170 behind our stam. All of those things together, I feel like, make up for the 2 card difference in the deck. Maybe I'm wrong. Now that's great. That's also good, is the annoying part, but that's very nice. We will outpace the sparks, hopefully. We will, probably, but we have to outpace it by a lot. Like, right now, I'm 100 behind. With the sparks, I'm 190 behind. Or I'm 180 behind, right? It's not much about the sparks itself. It's about how speed will catch up. Why? Okay, hold on. Show your work. Why is speed going to catch up if not that we have more speed cards than stam cards? Huh? Like, well, I don't get it. Why would speed catch up if not because we have 2 more speed cards than stam cards? Because I would imagine that's your reasoning, you know? It's like the only thing that speed has going for it right now. Because I'm not throwing bursts into it. The bursts, it's because we have more speed cards. What I'm saying is stam being higher specifically at this point is normal. It's normal because I'm going to deprioritize it, I think. Regardless, we click speed here. Ooh, I mean, that's a good wit click, but I think I have to click speed. I need to... wit is the one that's really not looking so hot. Now, with that being said, important to note that, like, we do have something like 100-ish wit coming from just, like, goals and the finals and the URA and everything. Yeah? So, like, wit is not as horrible as it looks right now, but we still just need, like, 200 wit from clicks, and we have to find that at some point. And we just are not right now. Speed rank went up. Cool. I would love just like a double wit gold right now. Ooh, shit would go insane. Shit would go nutty. Shit would go stupid. Oh, this is energy and power or speed. I'll take some speed. I don't want any power. That's kind of what I asked for. Yeah, I mean, I wanted it for the energy recovery too. Yeah, I want to throw 1 or 2 bursts into wit, I think. This is the first one of those. I'm totally okay with that. If we can get wit up to level 4 as well, that's when it starts actually... Double Triple Rainbow can catch up to stam even without speed growth, especially with summer training. It's very RNG dependent though. Yes. I don't want to just rely on getting a bunch of double rainbows in a row. That's why I want to try and get my speed up to a more reasonable place soon. Yeah, this is a good click. Absolutely. Energy recovery. I need more wit. I'm very happy with this. If we can get wit to level 4, I'd be very happy. No, okay. Oh, what the fuck? Well, time to RNG spurt, I guess. That works. Wow. I don't want to do this, I think. Well, dude, you came back. Again, I'll be so much happier clicking this if you weren't here. Sorry, Rice Shower. I don't want to click this because I want to save you for another stat, I think. I mean, this will definitely assuage my worries about speed. I am now worried about stamina again. Is wit better here? It might be. No, it's so ass. No. If there was a good wit click here, I might agree, but the wit click is so ass. I have no idea what's happening. Yeah. In facility level to catch up with speed. I think it does have to be the speed click here, but I am now very mad about any bursts that happen on... Like, this is already 1 more than I wanted to do, I think. At this point, I can be... now I'm, like, back to wit and stam maxing, for sure. Kita shows up roughly 1 in 3 times, normally, right? MLB Kita, it's more like 1 in 4, but apparently her specialty priority has disappeared now, which is annoying to think about. Really would like if that wasn't the case here. There's just no... If there was a good alternative click, I think I would take it. I am now pretty happy with where our speed is for going into senior year. I now am more concerned about our stam and our wit in particular again. Let's just go. We got energy recovery here, which is good. Hopefully we get something good out of the raffle. No other end closers? This is fucking racism? Okay, we're chilling. This is 50k fans, nice. I mean, the alt level ups don't matter that much, but, you know, it's something. Still nice to hit those thresholds. Though, Rico hates me, I just realized, because I don't have her in my deck. So, actually, maybe we won't get the alt level ups. Alright, we kind of have to click the top one here. How many bursts? I feel like I've done a good amount of bursts at this point, right? 7? Yeah, we should. I mean, they were on, like, speed and stam and shit, too. Like, it's, like, useful stats. We should be fine, probably. We definitely click the top one, and we're big chilling, right? We're big chilling. They haven't put anyone anywhere horrendous, I don't think. We have at least a C rank in every place. Medium looks good. Long looks good. Dirt, mile, sprint, we'll see. Sprint is probably not going to go well. Party time. Yeah, sprint is a little worrying, but I think we should be good. We should be good. Be real tough if we end of year 2 teams are jobbers. I mean, especially when you hit the middle one twice, right? So I'm like, that's weird. What? Did not see that one coming. Okay. Losing the mile there. I guess the mile was like the second worst after sprint, but that got me a little concerned. But yeah, these 3 were very tight teams, right? Goldchip didn't win. What the fuck? Goldchip got 4th. What are you doing over there, girl? Guts. Ooh, wit rank up. That's good. Okay. So wit is level 4 now. That is nice. To C. I should have go up to. It went up to B. Never mind. B is not it. It has to go up to A. It's just further behind than I thought. Makes sense. We're gonna get raffle next turn. It's just a good stam click. Yeah, it's just a good stam click. You just take the stam click. And then you hope for something good in raffle. Tissues would really shit on my face right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright. I would have loved the mood up there, but it's whatever. Is what it is, I guess. Stam level 4 is nice. It's pretty good wit click here. I do need good wit clicks, and there's nothing amazing like rainbow anywhere else, so it's something. Wit 4 is when the speed bonus jumps. Yeah, but we don't have it yet, unfortunately. Oh, Stam from Super Creek is actually nice there. Ooh. See, that is like a double rainbow being 27 speed. This is the problem with no speed growth, right? A double rainbow is 27 speed. That is just so unfortunate, man. It's a decent wit click, but I think we do just have to be taking these speed clicks, especially with a fire on them where offered. I want to throw one more. I'm starting to wonder if Stamina's better off than giving him credit for. And maybe not. I want to throw one more burst into, well, that's good, level 4 speed. I want to throw one more burst into Wits, hopefully get it to level 4, and then focus, I don't know, man. I was going to say focus on Stamina, but I'm not certain about that. That's a good Wit click. It's a good Stam click. It's a better Wit click. I think it's only 27 because your facility level, it's more respectable higher? Maybe. We were at level 3, we just got to level 4 through that. This is a Wit click for sure. Wit is starting to look more okay, but we still need a little bit more. I've not gotten a single double rainbow on Wit yet, which will be very nice. Sure. Thank you, thank you. More Wit from this is good. Subdued frontrunners, don't think I care. Yuck. Yuck. I mean, fires are nice, we could, but it's just, I feel like our energy at this point becomes quite valuable because it could be dedicated to, like, rainbows. So clicking this feels bad, even though it's 2 fires. And I still do want Wit. This is just not a good turn, really. This is a turn that I'm not happy to see. Recreation angle? I mean, it could be a rest, but I don't think recreation, because if you had karaoke here, you just blow your brains out, right? Hitting karaoke here is equivalent to passing. And good mood is almost the same as great, really. It's normal to good. Feels like a much bigger jump. You got mood up 2 turns from now? Oh, right. Yeah. This is, wait, is it FanFest? That happens 2 turns from now? Because Rico hates me. I might not get a mood up. Or is it just the static Alharu one? Think I have to click Wit here. I don't like it. This the senior year turns have been nothing inspiring so far. Early April upgrade unique. That doesn't give you a mood up, does it? That just gives you the unique upgrade. Dude, yuck. There's Kita-san without her specialty priority. I mean, it's a decent enough speed click. I think I still have to take it. Rico friendship to get a mood up for FanFest as well. It's mood up if Rico likes you. That's FanFest, right? There's the other one first that happens, I thought. Let's get Rico to... I don't think Rico likes me enough, but this is more so just for the speed anyway. Don't need Rico friendship for skill up and Alharu, which is nice. True. Yeah, so it'll be nice to get, like... a URA finale pop or something like that in the inspiration here, but we will see. Yuck. Okay, well, that is about the basement of... Oh, it is FanFest. I thought it was the other one first. Anyway, we get there. Thinking of URA Classic Year 1. Yeah, ooh. Yeah. I mean, yeah, see, that, you're right. The facility level does help a lot. I mean, Creek is here with TE as well, right? Never had her hate my ass like that, I guess. I do have to rest after this, which sucks, but oh well. It's not a bad stand click either, by the way. Alright, speed's not looking terrible, but it's still not great. It's looking roughly on pace, maybe. What is this? Stamina Guts? Ooh, Stamina Wit. Kind of perfect, actually. Yeah, absolutely. It's stamina. That's like the two things that I want, man. It's the two things that I want. We have Maestro. We do want to pick up Go Home Specialist eventually. It is true. I probably need to do one race at some point here to like reasonably have enough skill points. If I had like 2 uniques that I wanted as well, which I don't here, but. Boo! I've been shocked. I've been scared. I've been spooked. She won by distance there. She's broken, no? Standard distance. You're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. If it feels really hard to hit these goals, it will be interesting to try and see what sources of greens we could possibly get. I mean, it is noteworthy to think that right-handed actually does lower our speed requirement a little bit. Yeah. Right-handed, I believe, does add in there. Right, obviously 1200 and right-handed will be better, but we can get by with like 1140 and right-handed probably. Well, that's just interesting, isn't it? It really is just a bunch of good clicks. This is early enough we can still take advantage of all of these. Like, we could potentially turn these all into blues and, well, not you maybe, but you 3. That's a good speed click. That's a good stam click. I mean, it is nice to see that Creek is 30 stam every time. That makes me somewhat hopeful that we shouldn't have too much of a hard time. At this point, we're sitting at somewhere in the neighborhood of like 810 stam, so we do still need a bunch of stam from clicks. This is like a bit of an investment in the future versus taking the good click right now, but this could turn out to be 3 more bursts for us. We do have one fucking Halo floating around with her burst. She's put it on power 3 times in a row or something like that, which I'm not the biggest fan of personally, but whatever. I guess fuck me. Summer camp is next turn, huh? I mean, that's mean. That's mean of you to do, but I think I gotta do that. Okay, so now with that, speed is not looking... Okay, again, with that and right-handed, because we could just right-handed double circle. So we are essentially at like 850 speed after this. I am now much more concerned with my stamina, yeah? I think after this click, I am very much stamina maxing for at least a couple of, like, for summer camp. Okay, so I'm running a psyop to convince us the bug isn't real. For real. I think I do have to click this. I think doing this, being at around 845 speed right here with right-handed, I think I can be a little bit less concerned about my speed. That's a nice thing about Fuku, right? Machikane Fukikitaru. I will call Machikane Fukikitaru no matter how many times I have to say Machikane Fukikitaru, or no matter how many letters are in the very long name, Machikane Fukikitaru. If you don't get something really good next turn, you could reasonably summer rest. Yep. Or if we get like a nice wit blue or something. Well, I do think at this point I am mostly a stam blue enjoyer. But I don't know if Halo is ever going to show up with that. Yasha! Again, these 3 look good. These just don't have enough, really, but it's something. We're in early January and have 750 stamina. We're way ahead of where I thought would be. Your 1000 stamina with 1 stamina card is looking very feasible. Well, no, hold on. Don't give me that much credit. We are in early. We're like in May. Right? We're in May. But I do think that hitting 1000 stamina is not going to be impossible here. I think we're good. But the question is, I'm more worried about my wit and to a lesser extent my speed. But I'm worried about my wit. I want to make sure I can hit 600 wits because that's the whole fucking point. We'll see though. We'll see. Daydreamers. I think I can't run into Turf Queens because I'm not high rank enough yet. Going 2-2-1 1-1 actually protects you from Turf Queens, but you just can't get the plus 50 for the finals, which can be a problem. Though I've usually won with the plus 30. I think we win this. We should win this. He's Machikan if Fukitaru posting. Yeah. I think we win these. Yeah, I'm so confident I'm gonna skip. Yeah. Mid first also prevents Turf Queens? What do you know? Wit went up, that's good. Rank 4 Wit, or rank 4 everything now, but that's very, very good. This also means I don't have to... Dude, if that was a rainbow with a stamina burst... Okay. This is a rest, because speed is... That's a good speed click. I don't want a good speed click. I want a good Wit click and a good power click. It's a pretty good guts click, but we're past that point, I think. I need a good stam click. I even want some guts through that stam click, I'm not gonna lie to you. Damn. Yeah, I mean... It's a slight problem with the one stam card, certainly. Could just take the speed click anyway. It is 33 speed, but I do really want Creek to remember that she's a stam card at some point here. She doesn't know. That's just 40 speed, man. Some caps have been kind of butt ugly this run, a little bit. I mean, that's not a bad Wit click. It is also 9 speed. It's a bunch of skill points. Our Wit is still behind where we want it to be. Speed's kind of... Again, we're basically at 890 speed, so even though this is a very good speed click, I don't really want it. Creek is on speed again. So I don't really want... We're at 890 speed right now. I don't really want more speed. Power is already where we want it to be, right? Yeah, this is like a wasted click. Well, it's not a wasted click, because we're not guaranteed to max or anything like that. But, like, Wit is further behind where I want it to be right now, and there's a fire here, and it's energy positive. I mean, we don't need Creek to show up in summer camp, because we do have a level 4 stam when we leave summer camp. I really need Creek to show up eventually. Oh my god, is she on speed again? No, she's not. I need her to show up at some point, man. She can't just not show up. I mean, it's just the best option available, but you know, that is this is obviously the problem with the one stam card, right? Is like I'm relying on entirely Super Creek and only Super Creek. So if she just doesn't show up, we get scared. But having one a Creek or FIMO would make this run so much smoother, even below MLB. You want 3 LB Creek probably. I think I want stamina and Wit here. Yeah, it's actually perfect. Golshi has good events for this. This 18 stam spark parents, 15. So a lot. Certainly. No, man! No! Dude, if this was like Rainbow with a burst on stam, oh my god. It's a good Wit click, I'll take it. No initial friendship is really rough in Unity Cup? Yeah, so you want at least 3 LB Creek, probably. Yeah, that makes a burst out of you. You could show up on stam. You're not a speed card. You're a speed card, so like, I guess I'm not too surprised that you show up on speed. But I would love for you to wander randomly. I just don't need 57 speed right now. Like, I think we're more okay there than you might expect. This Wit click almost puts me where I want to be on Wit. Like, 1 or 2 more Wit clicks, and I don't have to worry about Wit anymore. But now, Creek has done the thing. Creek has done the thing where she hasn't shown up on stamina in 6 turns. And now stamina is like, we did have to get kind of... I mean, I don't know how unlikely it is for a card with 60 priority to not show up on its thing 6 turns in a row or whatever. But we have gotten a little unlucky, it feels like. This is nice. I can take the... Ooh, I can take the guts, actually, because... What am I... My guts is quite low right now, right? I wish you could see your current stats. Get the fuck away from me! Oh, I changed the music by yelling at the game. That's my bad. Can I not? Can I not see my current stats? Is that real? What's happening? Career profile on the right? Whoa. There we go. What? What? And click Golshi? Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, Guts is not looking great. We want probably at least 400, yeah? So... There's an option. There's an argument to click Guts here. It can also help kind of supplement what could be potential stamina problems. We'll get enough, like, if we get enough stamina from clicks, we will get enough Guts, though, is the thing. And if we don't get enough stamina from clicks, then we're dead. So, I think it's actually a trap. I think we click Wit here so that we can not click Wit later and click on Stam instead. Alright, Creek? Creek! Where are you, man? I just have to click on Stam anyway, I think. Alternatively, could do a Wit burst here and just never click Wit again. I could live with like 560 Wit or whatever. Yeah, I think I can click Wit here and never click it again. And then surely Creek will show up. Yes? Shirley? Don't call me Shirley. A little bit of energy recovery back. We get a little bit of speed as well. Skill points, thank you. Creek? My god. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. But I hate that because it's a very inefficient click. It is now actively eating into... If you act like a small baby, she might show up. That's true. It's actively eating into my speed growth now. Like, now I'm like, my speed's not quite where I want it to be. Been enough turns in a row where I've had to ignore it. Desperately hoping and dreaming the creek will show up. In your opinion, what fighting game has the best soundtrack? I feel like it's Guilty Gear, and it's not particularly close. I guess, okay, I don't play Uni, but Uni does go pretty crazy, you know? Brother. Power? Yeah, thanks, man. That's for real. So we have 5 trading turns left, huh? It's looking a little rough for the 1k stamina, I feel like. Persona 4 Arena Ultimate by technicality, that's so true. I probably should fucking rest here. That gives us a burst, man. I like the idea of a burst. Whatever, this is probably a bad idea, but... What? I'm sorry. What? What was the failure rate on... I didn't even notice there was a failure rate on that. Okay, well that probably just killed us. What? Did anyone catch the failure rate on that bitch? What? Is it like 1%? Hitting the 3rd act tragedy? What the fuck? Found a way to grind like 50 carats, swap home screen enough, and exhaust all dialogue equals archive XP? Yo. What? I'm like gonna look back at the stream. What the fuck? What the fuck was the... What's it called? What the fuck was the odds on that? Wait, no, this is too far back. Where did she fail? It's like 1k per Uma. 5%! Oh, awesome. Cool, man. Big fan of that. Love when that happens to me. Alright, well, the thing is, we just have to hit the practice perfect, or she's dead anyway. Thoughts? Well. Well. Cool, man. Oh, and Creek's still not here? I'm sorry. I just need to... What is Creek's? Literally rolled the nat 1. It's true. It was literally a nat 1. What is Creek's priority? Creek's priority is, it's like 50? Correct? If I'm not wrong? It's like 55 or something? On MLB Creek? I tried to warn you, bro. I don't think this is your warning. I think this is quite unlucky. 55. So it's 155 over, normally it's 550, now it'll be 605. So the odds of her showing up on Stam are 25%. What are the odds of her not doing that? Like, it's literally been like 9 turns in a row or something, no? So it's 1 minus that, 0.743. 0.743 to like the 9. Yeah. I mean, I don't think this one is necessarily, you know, and before Creek's also bugged. I don't think the summer camps were pretty ass, and Creek has kind of just decided to go on vacation for the past few turns. So I rolled 2 nat 1s. I'm not sure if this is a super representative run. It does. I can definitely see my man crit failed with advantage. Yeah. I can see it. Like, I can definitely see how this could be a difficult stat line to hit. But I don't think it's unreasonable necessarily. Dude, this would be awesome if it was on. You need about 7 more Creek clicks to hit Stam goals. Stam is currently at like 870. 4. We needed 4 Creek clicks. If we were in the neighborhood of like 1020, 1030, we'd be fine. Like, it would be acceptable. Because stamina, again, stamina is about at 860 right now. A Creek click was 30 when it was on level 3. Yeah. We need, like, and we could get like 1 or 2 of them, right? Like, it really is not, I don't think it's crazy. Yeah. I really don't think it's crazy. With her, like, refusing to show up for like 10 turns and stuff like that. And also, not showing up in summer camp, right? And actually, it might be more than 30 per click as well. And if any Aoharu bursts land on it, it could be like 3 clicks, or even 2 if we get a really crazy one. But that would be a very crazy one, right? So I don't think it's like it's an insane thing. Though we're not doing it now. This is horrible. I don't want to click switch here. I have full energy. Solo Creek is certainly doable. Yeah. Now I will say, it's not. I just think incredibly hard. I don't think incredibly hard. It's not going to be super consistent for sure. I do wonder if it might be better to target 500 wit. That is still going to be notably better. To target 500 wit and just bring Rico. Because I think with Rico, this gets very, like, the 1000 stam gets very doable. With one wit card? Oh, I mean, yeah, if you're bringing one wit, I think you probably need to target 500 something instead. Which is worse, but I still think worth, like, literally, I think still better than targeting 900 power. Genuinely. If you can target, like, 520 wit or something like that, I think it's still better to do that. Plus, I'm like accidentally tripping into like 700 power. Like if I had gotten, I think Rico would have smoothed things over here. Yeah, I think so. So I think this deck can work, but it's a little tough. I think you can still target like wit, speed, stamina, and just bring Rico instead of. Fukitaru is really nice for the right-handed. I wish I had her at higher LB, but I think right-handed here is actually really important. Yeah, very, very important. Anyway, I mean, we're gonna click wit here because there's literally nothing else to fucking do, I guess. But it's 12 speed, but it's garbage. It's ass. It's horrible. I hate it. Like, I really wish I wasn't doing that right now. And the same-ish boat, 4 more speed clicks would have hit 1200 speed. Yeah, I mean, we are, again, I am factoring in right-handed to this. Obviously, 1200 speed and right-handed would be awesome. But at a certain point, it's like, you know, what more? You can always get more. Right-handed is basically another 60 speed, for what it's worth. I mean, Spurt we would definitely grab. Go-Ho Specialist we'd grab. And then, presumably, all the skill points we'd have left over would go to 2 uniques that I actually wanted, right? And, like, maybe we could grab, like, 1 mid-race skill or something. We would probably want to do 1 race here. If I was running this career again. But yeah, I think these stat lines are hittable. Like reasonably. But I don't think it's with this deck. I think you can take the wit requirement down a little bit. Like 550 wit is like 83 point something %. Still, like, there will be a difference there between that and 85, but it's still good enough. 600 might be a little hard, but it's still way better than 400. I'll tell you that for free. I think we might get killed. What's your target power? 601, basically. Well, closer to, for the awful mood, probably you want like 630 or something, but it's doable. You have to farm it, which is normal for a Chami Ace, plus the 1 Fukikita is hurting the numbers too. Yeah, I mean, you're never going to like, I mean, maybe if you're a whale, but like you shouldn't be hitting your Champions Meet Ace like every run or anything like that. This feels like about how it felt to farm like Gemini Aces, you know? Longs are just stat checking. And I do think that like 600 something power and like as close to 600 wit as you can get is better than 900 power and 400 wit. Just because of how important it is to actually hit those golds and hit all of your skills. I think we're gonna die though. I feel like I'm not super confident in our team for the finals. I feel like something went wrong. I feel like well, we did a lot of bursts, but Azuna says we win, but I feel like I'm not. How's the strength 3 speed 2 power though? You basically hit 1200, 1100, 1000 every run. No, I get you. That's what I was saying earlier. I can believe that's more consistent. I just don't think that's like necessarily that good of a stat line. This deck could give spurts? No, I got it off of like a Taiki burst or something, but I have parents for it. That is the one problem, is building gold chip here gets a little annoying because you have to figure out how to put spurt in. Right? I did just random into it this time, but obviously that's an Alharu fuckery. Okay. Uh-oh. Nice. Nice. Okay, easy. It wasn't even... Oh, it was kind of hard. It was actually kind of hard. We did beat the 2 pro tags, so that's cool. Get absolutely shit on, you idiots. You buffoons. You absolute buffoons. This is a bunch of all stats as well, which is nice. Yeah. Level 5 everything for the last 3 turns, which is good. We have full energy, so we can train 3 turns in a row. It's just I wonder if they'll give us anything good. I don't even know what good is at this point. I feel like we're very behind. Like, that's good. But, I mean, this is unnecessary. What is above where I want it to be, actually. But Gold Chip's affinities lucking into Spurt isn't actually that unlikely, I've found. I could believe that. I could believe that. I'm guessing this is a Libra Cup Ace? Yeah, but I mean, she's not. This Gold Chip did not. She does not do what she needs to do, I fear. Creek's still nowhere to be found. That's true. How many turns in a row has Creek not been on stamina? Is this turn 12? We're hitting rolling 2 not ones in a row levels of specialty priority. Is she also bugged? She might also be bugged. There she is. Wow. Nice of you to join us. And we also just, unfortunately, holding out for Creek for as long as I did also meant that our speed fell behind a little bit too, but... Kita also not showing up? We got a couple of speed clicks offered to me. I just, like, because I was so desperate for stamina, I unironically didn't take a few of them. Yeah, wit is actually above where I want it to be, interestingly. Yeah? I mean, it's about right where I want it to be, but like I could settle with it being a little lower. So part of this is also me piloting this run a little too wit aggressively. Wits could be like 30, 40 lower right now, and I'd be totally happy with that. Even a little bit more, arguably. Watch this fail, just 5% again. Nope. I mean, she just doesn't have enough stamina is obviously the, like, big thing, right? The rest of it doesn't really matter. Let's not forget the tragic misclick incident. That is true, I did throw away a turn. That one's on me. Again, I don't think you're going to, like, I don't think this is going to be super consistent to hit what you want, but I think it's a good stat line to target. And I think it is doable. It's not like you have to, I don't think, like, the heavens and earth have to align for you to hit this shit. What? It absolutely can hit? Yeah, but I don't think it's like, it's, like, there's no way in, like, it's like, oh, he's gonna lose finals? I'm sorry? Am I missing something? Okay. Just curious, why 600-inch power than Libra uphills? So, the one thing is, in the late race, uphills actually make power worse, not better, because it makes it less efficient at translating into acceleration compared to skills. Oh, no stopping me. Yeah, there's a skill point. There's a bit of a skill... There's a skill point dearth in this fucking thing, huh? Maybe I don't care about uniques, man. Because I'm like, I grab no stopping me, which I, like, need to have, obviously. And then it's like, I can't even afford 2 uniques. Maybe I only want the 1. Because, like, it's like grabbing, like, a right-handed double circle. Like, well, I don't have anything extra here, yeah? Like, this is literally go home specialist, spurt, Uma Stan, no stopping me, swinging maestro, and right-handed. Like, these are all, like, always gonna be there. So, like, it really is. I probably only... Triumphant is a trap here? Oh, yeah. I mean, this is... I guess it's not really an ace run, because the Ogre is probably not the parent I would want for her. Too expensive to grab uniques this CM with 2 golds? Yeah. I find you need a few extra races on top of meeting the stat lines. I mean, the good news is that... like, acceleration-wise, we're covered. No stopping me and spurt is enough. And velocity uniques, while nice, are not as impactful as, like you can kind of live without them, or you can grab, like, one of them, right? Like, inherited accelerations feel a lot better to use than inherited velocities, usually. So it's not the worst thing in the world to just maybe grab 1 unique and you know, not care otherwise. Yeah. How curious. Anyway, I mean, this gold chip is not a contender, right? So it's just like, I don't even know what you take her, maybe you think of her as a parent. But yeah, so about the power. So the way that the uphills work, right? We could talk about this again. What are the final stats? Not great. Let me show you. 1036. So essentially, I mean, with right-handed, about 1100 speed, 912 stam, 659 power. That's actually a little too high. That's interesting. That you really can't. I wonder if there's a way to get more speed. Like, this feels like a stat. Like, this is a little inefficient. And then 608 wit, which again, I probably, while 600 wit is great, I could probably target a little less and be happy with it. So my guess is that about 100 more wit than I had with worse stam. Yeah. My guess is that I can get rid of a wit card here and be happy. I think I can get rid of plus 1 wit, 1 wit plus Rico looking nice here. I agree. I think if I hit like 520 wit or something like that, this deck has potential for sure. Yeah, I think I will say even on 2 wit, 1 stam, I think you can do it. But I think that is more inconsistent. I would wager that 1 wit, 1 Rico feels pretty good here. And if not 1 wit, 1 Rico, I almost wonder if, like, bringing 2 stam on a stam growth card feels weird, but I kind of really want to bring Mayano for non-standard distance, because if I can grab that, then I can like be so flippant with stam. I think you can hit 500 something wit with 1 wit relatively easily. Yeah. Because you can hit like 400 something with no wit. So you just need your wit card to provide like 80 wit, which it can totally do. Cafe also has an event that gives non-standard. Yeah, but my cafe kind of sucks. Zero friendship is just so slow for my taste. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see. But bring like a second stam card, unironically, to make it so that stam is very easy and I can dedicate more of my RAM. Like a little bit less to wit and a lot more of it to speed too. There's a world in here. But sorry, I'll talk about power. The way the uphills works, right? Like we were talking about earlier. Do I still have these tabs open? I don't think I do. Do I? Is it these? Yeah, it is these. Okay, cool. So the way that the track works is the uphills happen at the start, which is annoying for sure, because it makes you accelerate less quickly at the start. Though you do get I think a flat acceleration bonus at the beginning, which kind of sort of, you know, works against that. But there's not really too much you can do about this. More power can help, but it is important to note that the way that acceleration works, for the guy who was asking earlier why only 600 power, right? The way that acceleration works, this number is 33% less, this basic cell. This is multiplied into your power. So power is 33% less effective at providing acceleration than it normally would. Whereas while this is multiplied, basic cell right here is multiplied into power, the skills get added on. Yeah? So skills are significantly more important for your acceleration than power here. Things like Spurt, things like Encroaching Shadow, if you've got that, if you're Taishan, things like No Stopping Me, things like Angling, you know, though things that happen on the final corner are a little late, but they still happen during the uphill. So skills are much more important than power, even more than usual, for acceleration here. So the uphills actually mean that during this part, like this uphill, power is actually deprioritized a little bit. Relative, yeah? Like, the gains for getting power are less than they otherwise would be in terms of your acceleration if you have good accels that pop off. And then over here, it matters in the mid game. You have an uphill 2 and an uphill 1 here, but the math ends up working out. Do I still have it? I don't still have it. But the math ends up working out basically that on the first uphill, it is 2, because that's the uphill modifier, times 200 over your power stat. If you have 600 power, then that's what that looks like, is how much target speed you're losing, which in the mid game you're running at full speed, so you immediately are going to pace down if you do this, right? And then if you have 900 power minus 400, basically 2 times, right, over 900, you are the difference in speed between the two of you, because the uphill is going to slow both of you down, right? The difference in speed is 0.22 meters per second. It's 100 meter uphill. It's going to last for about 5 seconds, because that's roughly, you're running at about 20 meters per second in the mid-game. Arguably a little longer, too, so this is a little generous to power here. Or, sorry, you're running a little faster than that, probably. It's a little generous to power, but sure. So it's going to last for 5 seconds, so you're going to lose 0.22222 times 5 is 1.1 meters. A length is 2.5, so this is about 35%, 40% of a length. And then there's a second uphill right here as well. There's a second uphill right here as well. That is an uphill 1 instead, and it only lasts for 50 meters in the mid-race, right? So overall, it's half as long, and it is half as steep, right? So the effect is going to be 1/4. So it's another 25% on top of this, means you're going to be losing something like 1.4 meters compared to, you know, 600 power versus 900 power. That matters. That's, you know, closing in on a little over half a length for sure. But to hit that power, you have to just completely ignore wit. And I feel like even the difference between 400, like if you look at the difference between 400 wit, which is 0.775 chance to proc your skills, and say you have like 6 skills that you want to proc, the odds that that happens is 21%, versus even if you're at 500 wit and you go to 0.82, the chance is 0.82, the chance is 30%, so it's about 33% more likely, right? And if you could even get 1 extra speed skill to proc or something like that, because of how long skills last for on this track, Corner Adept is like the same, like triggering an extra Corner Adept is 1.1 meters. It's damn near the same fucking thing. And then considering that you also desperately need both of your golds to trigger or you don't live, the odds that your horse lives with 500 wit or a little over 500 wit is significantly higher. And I do think it's like a trade-off, because you need the stam, you need the speed. Basically, it becomes, do I aim for 900 power or do I aim for 600 wit? The other thing to note with 900 power, to be fair, that I have not been factoring in so far that makes this a more competitive option, is that if you get to 901, you do hit that next little bit of the bonus, right? Wit is the other stat for this, so 600 can happen, but 600 wit is hard to hit consistently, I think. So it really is a matter of hitting that, 901 power speed bonus versus not getting that, because you're not going to make up for that with 600 wit. So that is a thing. That is 2.5% speed, and that certainly can matter. I do want to... It's 2.5% extra top speed. What does that look like? I am curious as to what that looks like. 867 power for bonus in the finals? That's true, yeah. What does that look like? What is 2.5% faster? Very rough napkin math is you're running at like 24 kilometers an hour. Or no, 24 meters per second, sorry, not kilometers an hour. 24 meters per second. And then one of you is getting like a 10%, like times 1.1. And one of you is getting 1.15? 1.125. 1.125 minus 24 times 1.1. 0.6 meters per second. That matters, huh? That is an interesting thing. Yeah. That is an interesting thing. I mean, it's actually not the power at all. It's not the power at all, actually. It's the speed. Because speed is ridiculous on this track. Speed is actually ridiculous on this track. Everything that power does for you besides give you speed might not be worth it. But the speed it gives you is worth it. The problem is I can make up for it, because if you're running 0.6 meters per second faster, this is very rough napkin math, but like you're gonna be at top speed for like 30 fucking seconds or something, right? Genuinely. Like it is gonna be like 30 seconds that you're running at that faster speed. So if you're running at 0.6 meters per second faster for like 30 seconds, it's like fucking 6 lengths. Is that real? 601 power, 601 wit is the same bonus. Yes, it is. Yeah, because power and wit are both the stat checks. Is that real? Am I going crazy? Is that how important that is? Speed's good. Speed's not that good, is it? Well, I mean, there's no way that hitting the one extra is like 7 lengths. Is that real? Doesn't sound right. That does not sound right. It doesn't sound right, but I don't know why it isn't. I mean, hell, even if every god I've seen advertised 901 power for this track, I mean, again, 600 power, 600 wit would be the same thing. It's just that it's hard to hit the 600 wit consistently. It will be the exact same thing. I'm okay. I'm comparing it to someone who has like 901 power and 300 something wit or 400 something wit versus someone that has like 600 something power and like 500 something wit, which is the difference. But yeah, I don't really care about what the guides say. I care about why they say it. I'm trying to think, like, even if you're running at mid-race speed, it will matter once you hit top speed. Is that right? Correct. But you should be at top speed for a long time, right? Like, if you probably hit top speed, somewhere around here if you're being like mean to yourself. I feel like this is 10, 15 seconds of acceleration right here, but from here to here. Like, yeah, the uphill's gonna slow it down, but like, if you hit top speed like here, you're like 100 meters before the final corner. The final corner happens at 2350. So you're at top speed for like 750 meters, and you're running at like 24 meters per second, right? So like, it really is like, it's 750 over 24. Dude, you're at top speed for like 30 seconds. So if we need more content creators to go into the whys, yeah. They generally give roundabout explanations. If you're, like, maybe I'm wrong, but if you're running 0.6 meters per second faster than a guy, and on this track, I think that's 7 lengths. Because it's 0.6 times 31.25, right? It's 18 meters. What? Hold on a fucking minute here. That can't be real. Am I getting the formula wrong for how the... Where do I look at your last spurt speed? The simulator seems to suggest that determined descent almost doesn't matter. Yes, yeah. That's determined descent is not very good here, I don't think, because the downhill is so late. If you're hitting top speed somewhere before the downhill ends, unless I'm misreading something, yeah. Again, roughly at 777 meters remaining sounds about right. Maybe a little after, maybe a little earlier, depending on what you hit. So it's a lot. You get a lot of time at top speed, and a top speed difference is going to be massive, monumental. How exactly do the stat? Because again, this is an argument. It's way easier to hit, because I was talking earlier about how, like, oh, yes, it's more consistent to hit 1200, 1100, 1000, but that's not a good stat line. And I think on every other merit, I actually don't think that's as good as hitting a slightly higher amount of width with way less power. I actually do think that's true. But if the speed threshold is as important as I currently have found it to be, then that might be the one reason that actually ends up being better. I mean, by the way, keep in mind, I would like that, because I want to run King Halo for Umastan on everyone who isn't gold chip, right? So I would like for that to be the case. This is very much, this is Coca-Cola releasing a research study that tells you that Coke is not good for you. You would trust that with your life, because they have every incentive not to. So I would like for 3-speed, 2-power Rico to just be easy peasy, and that's the deck you run. But I still don't think I'm convinced. But I do need to figure out what would this be called? Does anyone know what the, like, secret stat checks, whatever the hell, like, what those are referred to in this document as? I would assume it'll be somewhere in the speed section, right? Base speed, strategy, coefficient, randomness, last spurt, base target speed, phase 2, thresholds, maybe? You might be right. 1 point. I mean, I don't see it mentioned here. I feel like none of these are what I was looking for. Let's see, threshold? Speed threshold is not what I'm looking for. So, having base stat that exceeds provides a bonus to adjusted speed. Ah, I see. Wait a second. Adjusted stats. Adjusted speed. Base speed times race course. Ah. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. It multiplies this, which doesn't take your speed stat into account at all, right? Now, is it nothing? No, right? Like, this is, I mean, your base speed is 20? Is that right? Closer, call it 19 and a half. It's gonna be a little less, actually. Check the track info on Game Tora. No, I know what the thresholds are. I want to know what the, it's okay, don't worry about it. Ooh, okay, hold on. Base speed is still a pretty big number, though. Plus ground modifier, plus single mode modifier. What the fuck is ground modifier? Matters slightly less on long races. Now, hold on, though. In my head, I thought base speed was like basic cell, where it was a very, very small number. No, it's actually not. This could actually still be a big deal. What is ground modifier? Is that like perf S, like distance S? Or ground modifier is right below its heavy? Oh, thank you. Okay, so ignore that. Single mode modifier, again, presumably this is like the career bonus or something. Who cares, right? So it's, I mean, it's still going to be a big deal, though, right? It is still going to be a big deal. Ah, yeah. Okay. It's still going to be a big deal, right? Because it's going to be 19.5. Let's look at the document again just to make sure on thresholds. So if your file modifier is the average of modifiers for all threshold stats, therefore the maximum bonus achievable is plus 0.2x. Yeah. 20%. So if you have 900 power and 400 wit, it's the average of 0.15 and 0.5, right? So it's 10%. Yeah? Yeah. Because this is your wit bonus, that's your power bonus. So it would be 0.5 or 0.05 plus 0.15. Yeah, divided by 2 is 0.1. And then if you instead had, say you had 600 power, 600 wit, it'd be 0.1. Oh, yeah. But if you had 600 power, 500 wit, yeah, it'd be the same. I knew that. Yeah. If you had 600 power, 500 wit, it would be 0.75. Yeah? It'd be 0.05 plus 0.1 divided by 2. Yeah, 0.75, right? 0.15 divided by... Wait, is it 0.75, right? Yeah. So it will be 19.5 times 1.1 minus 19.5 times 1.075. That's still a big deal, right? That's a smaller number than it was before. That's still a big deal. That is still a big deal. Like, if we assume that you both have 1200 speed and distance S, like all the things are equal, as far as your top speeds, which if you're both end closers, that'll also be the case, all of that, right? That is a lot, because then you start talking about 0.4875, right? Again, times like 31. That's 15 meters, right? And then you divide that by 2.5. That's 6 lengths. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. So here's the sticky, right? This is the same as far as the modifier. It actually does matter more because the late race is long as hell. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm multiplying it by 31, right? This is the number of seconds, roughly, that I think are going to be at top speed. You're going to be at top speed for 31 seconds, which is why this number gets so huge. Yeah? It will matter a lot less in not a long race. It matters a lot because it's a lot. Top speed is, like, stamina is obviously the most important stat. You have to have enough stamina. But speed, 1200 speed is nearly non-negotiable here. Like, on mile, like in Virgo, I was talking about how people were fear-mongering too much with the speed, and speed didn't actually matter, and I won the finals with 1100 speed Umas, right? On a long, you're at top speed for so long that your top speed is so important. I think I stand by, if you could get 1200 speed, 1050 stam, right? 600 something power, and 600 something wit. That is a better stat line. It is significantly harder to hit, because you would need to do it with this deck. I don't think you could do it with one wit card. I will be interested to see, but I don't think you could do it with one wit. Maybe. I'll try a couple more runs and try to feel it out. If it's possible to hit 600 speed with one wit, it probably couldn't be Fuku. I don't think she's good enough as a stat stick by herself. I'd have to see. Maybe I could borrow an MLB fine motion. But then I have to bring my own shitty creek. I don't know. It's an interesting thing going on there. But you would need to hit this. Like, remember what I was saying earlier about, like, 576 wit for finals? That's true. It's true. Which is a consideration for sure. What I was saying earlier, though, about, like, oh, we could go for 500 wit. That is true in terms of the proc chances, and in terms of just, that is still better. 500 wit, 600 power is still better in terms of what wit does for you and what power does for you than 900 power, 400 wit. I do stand by that. That sounds right to me. The problem is then you're missing the speed threshold. And turns out that any little top speed bonus you can get is so ridiculously stupid in this cup. So it probably is significantly easier to just aim for 1200, 1050, like 901, and then whatever guts and wits you end up with, just because it is significantly easier to hit that. I think I'm going to see. I want to try a couple. I do still think this, like this power and wit stat line with, like, the proper speed and stamina is so much better that I'm still going to try and see if I can hit it, but it might be difficult. Now that I explicitly need to hit 600 plus wit, or, like, yeah, 577 if we only care about finals, then it gets really hard, I think. Maybe. I'm very curious about experimenting with one. Are we Golshi slaving for Libra here as well? I think so, yeah. I could experiment with, like, an MLB fine motion borrow and bringing my own shitty super creek. It would suck, but if I then also bring Rico, then it could help sort of alleviate some of the stamina woes, because 1000 stamina is actually not the problem. If we brought a shittier creek, we clicked rainbow on creek twice this whole fucking run or something like that. If we bring a shittier creek and we bring Rico, I think we're fine. I think we get there. Yeah, I have to go because I'm actually quite busy tonight, but that I think is what I'm more interested in. One MLB fine mo and a good Rico might make it. I think they do, because again, so real quick, this has been like 4 hours of me kind of figuring out what I think is good live here. Again, good talks, yeah. Max speed is very important. Enough stamina obviously is mandatory. If you have both of those things, doing that with 600 something power and 600 something wit, I think is better. I think it's definitely better. It's better to do that. But it's quite hard to hit. So I understand the idea of recommending people just go for the 900 power stat line because it's significantly easier to hit. Yes, it's worse, but it's significantly easier to build. Yeah. I think I'm going to try and keep hitting this stat line with the correct speed and stam, though. I think it's possible if I switch the deck around a little bit, but that will be a problem for tomorrow, I think. And the reason that it's so important to hit these stat lines is because that like tiny little bit of extra speed threshold that you get from hitting every one of these 300 ups is every single one of those is 6 lengths. So turns out that's pretty important. turns out it's really hard to not do that, right? Turns out it's very difficult to not to do that. Wit is good. Wit will not make up 6 lengths for me. More wit will not make up 6 lengths. So I gotta... Power is good here because it's the speed bonus. So, oh well. I have a ridiculous plan which is not going to work out. Either way, I'm going off meta strats again, running 3 fronts. After running 3 fronts last long, see, I'm gonna do it again. Godspeed, man. It seems hard to win on fronts. Because I mean, everything I was just talking about with like the 0.4 meters per second making such a big difference. I mean, the front coefficient is like, if we're talking about a guy running at 24 meters per second and one of them is 968. Yeah, I mean, you just have double that to overcome. Like what we were just talking about. Like, this is just by virtue of your coefficient. Ryu versus an end closer. It's like, this shit is like 13 lengths. But yeah, you could slingshot them. You'd have to make that up somehow, and you probably do have to do it with slingshots, I think. But yeah. Anyway. What an interesting, best game of all time. I gotta lock into other shit now, so I'm gonna put Uma Musume out of my brain for a day. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for more haunts. Godspeed with all of your deck building. Peace. 2i for spreadsheet stream. Yeah. Do.